What is up, everyone? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy show. Pre-show entertainment. My name is Nick. That's Tim. Joey's over there. Cool Greg's behind that camera moving, and Kevin moving is somewhere in the background.
In the ether.
Man, for a second there, it was dark. I almost fell asleep.
Right.
Yeah. Take a little nap.
It was a nice little nappy nap time.
Oh my god, that shirt that you're wearing is, I love that fucking shirt.
You can get it at kindoffunny.com/store. It's the glitch.
It's a new glitch shirt. If you're listening to this and haven't seen that yet, go to kindoffunny.com/store. This shirt is dope. I like the way they did our logo in this. It's nice. There it is. Tim, what are we gonna do on the show today?
Ooh, we have a good topic today.
Yeah, what's it gonna be?
I found a website with 160 first date questions.
Love it.
We're not going to make it through all of them.
No.
We're gonna go through. And some of the, God, please, ladies and gentlemen, do not ask these questions on a date.
Definitely.
I'm going to save it for the show.
Cool, Greg.
He's going to grab something.
Okay, when he comes back, I'm going to need a sugar-free Red Bull. Can I get a sugar-free Red Bull with a glass of ice next to it? Thank you.
DJ Kento says, I ate a gang of edibles like an hour ago, so this podcast is going to be crazy. And DK simply says pre-cum.
Yeah, I love DK's comment. Pre-cum.
Why?
I don't know, and I don't want to know.
You know why.
I just think he wants everyone to understand that it's a thing.
It is a thing.
What's up?
I don't know. Yeah, it's every once in a while I'm about to say something I realize.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, you can't spell TMI without TIM though.
That's true.
That is the
That's
truth.
true. You can't spell team without me.
All right, so hold on. The recorder, for whatever reason, decided not to record that first little bit.
Okay. So we're starting here. Is this where we're starting for the pre-show?
I think we can get it.
So the live show
It'll be
got a
fun.
pre-show?
Oh my
It'll be
god, the
fine.
live show got a
That's
pre-show.
pre-cum if I've ever fucking heard of
No,
it.
stop.
That's
You guys
pre-cum
came-
for a premature ejaculation.
Oh
you know
my
what I mean?
god. Why isn't there more of that porn out there? You know what I mean? Why isn't there more of that?
Nick, there's a
Why
lot
are
of
people
that.
so afraid to show the reality of sex? Or
There's
it's
a
me-
lot of that out
Or
there,
it's
though.
me just like two pumps
Two pumps.
and that's it, man. Two pump.
I don't like that you call them pumps.
Pump.
Ew. I really don't like it when you make it like an early
Here we go.
90s
Here we
rap
go.
song.
This bad boy. Early 90s rap
Chris
songs.
Yonker says so exclusive.
So bloody exclusive.
Bloody.
Cool, Greg.
I like, by the way, that you've decided to just do away with the
Didn't
other
decide.
side of the hair.
They decided for me.
And it's like a mohawk.
That's the magic of supercuts.
That is the magic.
You don't get
No,
to
I mean,
decide
no.
what they do to your hair.
To be fair, that's the magic of the person that cuts the hair. Because my guy does that every once in a while too. I'm like, did I tell you to do that? And he's like, whatever, dude. And then he asked me, any trips you going on lately? And I'm like, no, still.
Dude.
And focus on my hair.
That's the thing is so that's what Nick's talking about. I didn't ask for that.
I think it looks cool.
But the problem is
You look punk rock.
this side doesn't have
Doesn't have it.
That side's normal.
Doesn't have it.
So
I like
it's weird.
No,
It
but they do
works.
that. It's like
not
a
the worst
defined
thing,
part.
but
I haven't even noticed that.
yeah, it's weird.
The red, like,
What's very weird is they didn't ask me. Because it's like they always are like, oh, okay, one, and then we're going to fade it up. And I'm like, yeah, like a normal haircut.
Yeah.
Like I've never had it with the one. The one time I got zeros on the side when I looked like Phil and Lil from the Rugrats.
Yeah, it's dope.
Like that
I love that.
understood.
I keep telling my guy, I'm like, take it down to the skin. He's like, no problem, dude. And I get this every time. I'm like, it's not the skin, but at this point, it's been an hour, like 30
Yeah.
minutes, and I just want to leave. And it's
Yeah,
fine.
the asymmetricalness of it is interesting.
It is. It
like
is.
it.
I had an experience before I got this haircut. During Thanksgiving, we went to Gia's cousin's house, and she has another cousin that's this little 3-year-old boy. And of course, I end up playing with him because that's what happens. There was Legos. I'm gonna be there.
Oh, yeah.
And we're having a good old time. And this kid, keep in mind, his mom has blue hair, and he cut his own hair because he's in that phase of his 3-year-old life. And it doesn't look crazy though. He actually looks really cool. Like it
It
looks,
looks
like,
like you look at him and it's Andy. It's just Andy's hair.
It's more Andy than what a 3-year-old that cut his own hair image in your head is. Anyway, we're hanging out, and all of a sudden he looks at me. And earlier in the day when we were driving to Sausalito, I was talking to Gia, and I was just like, my hair is just not, I need a haircut. Like, it's just not where I want it. Like, something's off. And she's like, yeah, I get it, but like, it's not that bad. I'm like, yeah, you're right. This little 3-year-old kid, about 2 hours later, looks me dead in the eye as we're fucking building Legos and just goes, why is your hair like that?
If you
And I
want,
was like, oh no, here we go. And I was like, why?
yeah,
Or how? And he goes, why?
yeah,
And I was like,
that's more existential.
oh, Dave.
I was like, if you ask me how, like there's a lot of product. That's why,
Right.
like, that's how it's happening. But why? And I was like, do you think it's cool? I knew the answer.
Yeah.
But he looks at me and goes, Yeah. And I'm like, you're a nice kid.
No, but here's the deal. 3-year-olds just don't have the ability. They haven't like figured out lying yet.
Yeah.
And they haven't figured out obviously social graces or stuttering. So if you want the truth, you go to a 3-year-old.
Seriously.
And that's the thing is,
He got me, though.
What he said was the truth, but what he meant was, I am 51% yes, 49%. This could have gone either way.
Exactly.
This is
And then
any
so
other day.
The next day, I
no.
got my hair cut, and then this happened. I'm like, I wish you could see me now. Because he'd look at me and be like, Tim, sir, your hair is asymmetrical.
That is amazing.
His name's Tycho.
Tycho? That's dope.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Isn't there like a DJ or a musician named Tycho?
Well, Tycho
Tyga?
drums.
Yeah.
You're talking about Tyga?
No, there's a guy that's I think it is like electronic music called Tycho, but he also might be a designer. I might be mixing the two up. There's a guy that used to design stuff called ISO 50, I want to say, or ISO 30, 80, whatever. That used to design his posters. They were dope. Kevin, type in Tycho music poster. Let me see if I can see this.
Tycho music poster.
You'll appreciate these if I can find them. Boom,
Well, Psycho.
TYC. No,
TAIKO?
I think it was. I
That's
think
the
he's.
drum
I think
thing.
he was
I think he's
TYKO.
TYKO?
Try that. Oh well.
Remember in Batman Forever when Jim Carrey goes, "Who's afraid of the big black bat?"
Yeah, those are them.
Super sexual.
Yeah,
God, he was ready to fuck.
Those are dope.
aren't those cool posters? Yeah.
Wow. I would have never spelled Tycho that way. No matter.
Yeah, I
No matter
forget
what.
who did
Isn't
the
that how,
designs for these, but look how dope these are.
Gabe and Tycho from Penny Arcade. Doesn't Tycho spell it that way?
I don't know.
No.
I want to say it's ISO 50. That's
These
who it
are
is. That's the guy
sick.
that did this. Like I loved. Look at that one right there. It's blue with the black stripes. That's just his concert dates. Up, and then one over, down. Right there. Isn't that cool?
The Blue Note in Columbia, Missouri. Fuck yeah.
Dude.
I saw quite a few shows there, Joey Noel.
Like, look how fucking clean that design is.
Yeah, dude.
I just
These
love
are
it.
fucking
Who's Tycho?
tight.
Tycho, I think is a. I mean, I really don't know. My entry to this person is because of the designs. I used to Sin turned me on to this guy. He used to have a poster at his desk, and I was like, "Who does that?" And he goes, "Oh, it's this guy named ISO 50." Who may or may not be the same person as this. That's as far as I looked. But I just remember seeing his, like I check back in on his poster
it is.
designs every once in a while.
His real name is Scott something. Hansen.
Scott Hansen.
Scott
There you go.
AKA ISO 50, AKA Tycho.
There you go. So
Tycho
yeah.
for your money.
But like his shit's just like, look at, go.
He's from
yeah, look at
Sacramento.
these. They're fucking sick.
Whoop.
Woo woo.
I should probably be
His shit is
careful. I don't know.
just.
About all the excitement I have
solid.
for Sacramento.
Yeah, the one audience member saying woo woo, which I guess here
Like
is 100%
I love
of the
that one.
audience.
Go back up, Kev. I love. First off, the one that says Vuela. That's dope.
Sorry,
But-
hold on. Okay, I'm gonna show that.
There you go.
Now you're saying
And then
which
scroll down. Just scroll back down.
one? Down. Okay, I'm sorry.
And then right there, boom, to the right, Vuela, 1974, whatever it is.
Oh.
Oh,
Boom, Tycho.
we broke
Oh, well.
it,
Everyone can
guys.
check that out. If you guys go to blog.iso50.com, you guys can check out what I'm talking about.
Site. Oh.
Did we
yeah.
actually
Yeah.
break? No.
Oh, I don't think I just think he's not doing stuff that much, but maybe he is.
Sin bought him out of everything.
Well, Sin, he did a Superman poster that was really, really
Superman.
cool.
Superman.
Maybe that was Sin that designed that, but I think he did it like Tycho. Remember when Sin used to have a cool one where it was like Superman punching through the
I do-
clouds,
I
but
do
it was like
remember that.
really fucking cool looking.
Did you
It was
see
like,
Sin's
like
whiskey
Atari
collection the
logo.
other day?
No.
You
It
saw
looked
it, right?
really cool.
He's been building a bourbon collection for quite some time, and he put up these shelves in their house they bought, and he finally lit it. Looks fucking awesome.
My brother brought
It's
over,
lit.
someone had given him as a present a Japanese whiskey, Nika, I think is what
Okay,
it was.
okay.
Coffee whiskey. It was fucking so good. We had a little bit of that. That's dope. That is sick.
That is
I don't know if that's made by the dude, but
It's in the
minimal
style.
I love that. That style's so hard to nail. And people nail it. Oh, it's cool. Look at that.
That's
Nobody
really
can do it.
cool.
There you go.
There it is. There it is.
Got it, Greg.
Art. Art.
Got it.
Do you, Kevin?
Well, I don't like the bottom right picture. Show the people it.
This one.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love that. That's cool as shit.
Some
I don't like it.
fucked up
That's
shit.
fucking rad.
He's melting.
He's melting into the tech zone.
oh, the tech zone for Tycho.
If you and I
Tycho.
ever
Tycho.
do a
Zone?
tech video, we're
Yeah.
gonna call it the tech zone, and it's gonna be like the dead zone.
Like,
Nick,
I
Wait, hold on.
appreciate
Time
you
out,
so
time out,
much.
time out, time out. The Anthony Michael Hall show, The Dead Zone?
No, the Christopher Walken movie, The Dead Zone.
I don't wanna see that.
It's fine. Which was based off of the Anthony Michael Hall was based off of.
I'm
the
going to
movie,
ask you something.
The Dead Zone. Where
But
he
Anthony
dies and
Michael
comes
Hall
back.
crushed it. You know what I mean? That was a great USA
Have you
show.
not seen the Christopher Walken one's great. He has to kill a senator
There you
because he dies, and then when he
Let's
touches
go.
the senator, he realizes the senator's going to cause the apocalypse, so he has to kill him.
Nice.
It's fine.
Drinking the Red Bull, huh? Slow partying. How long before Nick breaks? Before he goes back to being like, I can't do anything. I can't do this. No, I mean you break on the breaking. You break good. You get back on the wagon. You're off the wagon. You're having parties.
Oh, you mean
now.
with the caffeine?
No more Diet Cokes. No more this.
It'll happen.
It'll happen eventually. I think after Thanksgiving, I put on a couple LBs, and so now I'm kind of thinking about going. The problem is we just have so much shit to do the next month, and then I'm going on vacation also. And it's like it sounds counterintuitive, but I do want to go into vacation healthy, so I don't feel bad about myself when I'm walking around like hanging out.
Bad.
Yeah, because I'm going to the land of steaks and dulce de leche, and so it's like those are. The steaks I got down.
Yeah.
But the dulce de leche is like, you think I'm going to pass up on a fucking dulce de leche sweet treat?
I don't know if you are.
I'm not.
You're not going to? Yeah.
When I was in Costa Rica, we were sitting.
You're going to say dulce de leche.
It's fun to say, right? Dulce de leche.
Dolce and Gabbana. Remember that song?
No.
Fergie.
Never forget Fergie.
R.I.P. Remember when Andy did that? Remember when Andy was like, "You're 74 years in the future. You come back to right now to get the black eyed." I'm like, Andy, it's still
defining moment.
It's still here.
He should be on the show all the time. What
This guy's a fucking genius. That was a great fucking topic.
That was a good topic.
So dumb.
Well, like that.
Yeah.
Mystery Assman says Tim MGM officially announced Jordan Peele producing a Candyman spiritual sequel for a 2020 release.
I thought that was announced a while back, though.
But I'm enjoying it right now. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that.
I'm enjoying it right now.
Netflix announces Roald Dahl cinematic universe. That's pretty.
Who's Roald Dahl?
Roald Dahl is the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory guy.
Yeah. The BFG.
Lot
I don't think we need that though.
We don't need that at all.
We've had two Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory movies. One was good.
It's true.
Actually, I think we've had three.
That is correct.
Oh no, they made three Alice. Or they made the two Alice.
We are talking about
movies.
a good one.
Yeah, the original one's phenomenal. The second one's like some weird.
I never saw it because I don't want to see it. It doesn't look good.
Evidently, it was closer to the book. Someone was telling me, but
I don't give a shit about that.
Yeah, who gives a
If I cared about that, I would have read the fucking book.
The thing about the original Willy Wonka.
If I was like, you know what, I want something to be close to the book, I should read the book.
No, you wouldn't read the book unless it has pictures and is 15 pages long. The thing about the original,
fuck you, running. All right.
The original Willy Wonka was that Gene Wilder played that character dangerously. Like you never knew if he was about to haul off and fucking backhand one of those kids.
Sure.
You know,
And I would have.
like there's a couple points where he looks at one of those fucking kids, like, you know what I mean? Like I'm about to crush a fucker.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna fucking crush you.
And the Chad Jericho says, Greg, will there be a comics cast next month? I was thinking about that on the ride to work today as I yawn through Kind of Funny Game Showcase planning. I need to get a fucking thing up about that. There will be. It will not be the first Wednesday. We'll have to figure it out.
You need to wear this windbreaker more.
I'm cold, but I'll admit that I'm fucking killing it.
He wrote Fantastic Mr. Fox.
You're cold?
Did he really?
I just had to chill out there. I'm sure once we get going
He wrote
here,
something
I'll
else of
warm up.
note too.
The Gremlins.
Wait, Jericho's talking to me. What did he say?
Matilda? Oh, James.
Let me see what Jericho said real quick.
James the Giant Peach. That's right.
sorry,
The witches. Oh god, that was terrifying. You know what? Maybe we do need a cinematic.
He's talking to
Roald Dahl.
Arvel. That's not about me. Forget it. Go back to the thing.
Go back to the Roald Dahl. So the Gremlins, which I don't think is based on the movie or is related to the movie at all. Rather, obviously, it was written in 1943. It's not based on the movie. Maybe it is though.
Also a children's book.
Well, they were all children's books. They're terrifying.
This looks like a real children's book.
Yeah, I don't know if I fuck with this.
Here's what I'm going to say.
James,
Everybody,
excited about it.
stick with me. We hate reboots. They're rarely done well. We're not a fan of it.
James and the Giant Peach too.
I would
that's
be
great.
down for a reboot of Gremlins. And I mean, reboot, I'm using it loosely, just Gremlins. We're getting a Gremlins movie. If it wants to be in the same universe, whatever, but
It
I
would
don't
be
want to
like
be I
Garfield.
don't want to be attached to Gizmo as the Mogwai.
Why not?
That version of Gizmo. We can get a new Gizmo. Not voiced by Howie Mandel.
Matilda too.
God, I gotta watch Gremlins. Great Christmas movie.
Absolutely.
He did one other movie though that's. Oh, maybe I'm not thinking of him.
What about the world of Richard Scarry? That was the thing.
Oh, is that the weird little porcupine guy?
Yeah. I didn't fuck with
Eric
it. It had a show.
Carmen, maybe?
Nick,
Though. I don't
Bro, you want to
know.
live twice? No. Yes.
as you know, you and I share a common interest. We are cinema buffs.
We are movie experts.
I watched 2 movies on the flight home
Give
from
them to
one
me.
Chicago
What are
land
they?
on the back of an Alaska airline
What are we talking
seat
about?
as God intended. Number 1, Jackie.
Oh, what'd you think of that?
I was playing Luminous during it.
It's a hard movie to watch.
Yeah,
It's
but her
long
performance was good. I mean, as somebody who's just like in and out or whatever, it was interesting.
Yeah.
Jackie Kennedy there, and the assassination and the funeral and all that jazz. Yeah, good performances in it. The guy who was Bobby Kennedy, I liked a lot. I liked her as Jackie quite a bit.
Yeah, I think she got nominated for that.
She did, I believe. And then I watched Enough Said.
Which one's Enough Said?
Enough Said is whenever I page through the Alaska movies, and I'm like, you know how this is. When you're on a plane, there is plane movie. There is a plane movie.
Oh, God,
what is we're gonna bring
The
that.
House
Enough
is a plane
Said,
movie.
Here it is. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and of course James Gandolfini.
This was his final performance. I've actually
Yes.
seen this. She plays like a massage therapist, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I did.
Great. Can you help me out? The plane landed before it ended, and I tweeted at Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I have not gotten a response.
I see.
It landed. Spoilers for the very end, like the last 5 to 7 minutes of Enough Said. It landed with her on Thanksgiving driving over to his house. He looked out the window and then went back to what he was doing. What happens next?
I don't know that I'm qualified to tell you this.
Fucking shit.
I think that maybe you should wait for Julia Louis-Dreyfus's interpretation.
And see, here's what I'll say is I did a similar thing with Table 9 back in the day. Where I got to the very
start
end.
that movie.
Oh, I liked it. I liked that one.
I liked it.
Yeah, I like Anna
She has
Kendrick.
watched it 5 times on planes.
I got to the end of it, right? And I missed exactly how it ended. So I tweeted Anna Kendrick. She didn't respond. Many of the Kind of Funny best friends, though, who follow her did, though, and told me at length what happened. I was like, thank you very much. This Julia Louis-Dreyfus movie, I tweeted Julia Louis-Dreyfus. No one responded. No, a lot of responses. They were all jokes.
This one kind of
Nobody told me what really
You can't
happened.
stream it anywhere.
And
Not
went.
streamable.
No one knows.
To be honest,
No one will ever know.
I have no idea what happened at the end.
Enough
of the movie.
was said.
I watched it. I know they have kind of a thing. I know there's a guy that blows in her face when she's massaging him. He's got a
part of
weird, weird thing. I think she just goes on with her life. I think that's what happens.
All right, well,
Shout out to Anna Kendrick with the whole BuzzFeed thing this weekend.
What did she
see
do?
what happened.
BuzzFeed wrote an article that was like 13 people you forgot, like totally forgot were in Twilight,
Oh.
and Anna Kendrick's one of them.
Anna Kendrick was in Twilight.
And what did she do?
Yeah, she was like the
She was the
normal
friend. She was the
normal
best friend.
girl.
She was one of the normal
that's
friends.
right.
And then Anna Kendrick, like, obviously in response to that, saw it, but separately tweeted out. She was just like, "Wow, I totally forgot I was in Twilight."
Wow,
That's really
that's
funny.
pretty funny.
I don't believe this, DJ Kento. Go to hell. Interviewed Anna Kendrick for my old film journalism gig, and she was the worst. I refuse to believe that.
liar.
I refuse to believe that.
Were you
DJ
on
Kento.
fucking
And I know
edibles at
last
the time,
time I
DJ
was
Kento?
jokingly Greg mean to you. Other people were jokingly Greg mean to you, and you didn't like that. But I'm telling you right now, no one else be mean to DJ Kento, but also DJ Kento, fuck you. All right.
Damn.
That had to be said.
No,
right?
DJ
I don't
Kento
think
is
you
on edibles.
understand
He might
nice
not know
and
where he's
mean.
at.
You know?
Oh, that's true. He is on edibles. He might be high as fuck right now.
Who is?
DJ
DJ
Kento, he
Kento.
said, and
He's
I quote,
on
I'm on
edibles.
You
edibles.
didn't hear
Yeah.
that? Like when the
Multiple
show
edibles.
started, he was like, "Hey, I just ate a bunch of edibles, so it's gonna
That's
be a
gonna
great
be
show." Also, Gremlins seems to be.
It said loosely based on rolled gold
Interesting.
pretzels.
Good pretzels. Panzer DCU says, didn't she get her start in Twilight?
Yeah. Her
She
start of like big stuff.
Yeah, but she was in something before
Scott
that
Pilgrim,
I saw.
right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
That's after Twilight.
Was
Yeah, I
it?
think
There
that
was
was
something
after
else that she cropped up, and I was like, "Fuck, is that Anna Kendrick?"
Scott Pilgrim's 2010.
Let's see.
Yeah, Scott
Let's see
Pilgrim,
what she
I
did.
think it was 2010.
Let's go through the
Twilight's probably
filmology.
2008.
8, 9?
Yeah.
She was in
Camp.
Camp 2003. There you go. Twilight right there. 2008/I.
Yeah,
Do we start? I didn't know we started referring to 2008 as I. I learned something today.
My
Why would
thing.
we do that?
I don't know. That's how they do it there.
Oh, Up in the Air.
Up in the Air was the first time she really got that
That was like a
recognition.
leading role.
Scroll back up a little. Not too much.
Yeah,
though.
she was
Don't
leading
panic.
that.
There you go. Scroll a little bit further. A little bit
Click
further.
on Lady
Where the hell-
A little
Deadpool
bit further.
casting.
A little bit further.
Where's the
Little bit further.
Scott Pilgrim?
A little bit
Down
further.
below.
there.
Yours right there.
2010.
2010.
A little bit
Right,
further.
right, right.
A little bit further.
You told me not to freak out, but I'm
Little
fucking
bit further.
freaking out.
There was something earlier I saw.
What are you
Oh,
freaking
here.
out about?
Control F Ben Folds.
What?
Control F Ben Ben.
He's not gonna be able
Space.
To do this.
There it is. Ben Folds. Do it anyway. Video
She was
short.
in a
Got
short.
it.
She was probably in a
Got
music
it.
video.
I was hoping I thought at a glance that it would scroll by. I was like, are you about to blow my mind and tell me she was the girl in Brick? And I don't, you know what I mean?
No, she was not the girl in Brick, but that would have been amazing.
Remember that music video?
Oh,
You would have been like a child, but I'm sure they taught
She
it
was in a whole bunch of shit. She wrote a book, or she claims to have wrote a book about her like younger years.
Wait, what the fuck was
Why
that?
Are
She
y'all
claims.
fucking doubting Anna Kendrick right
I don't
now?
fucking
Just
anybody.
because DJ
all
Kendrick's
these
like, oh,
motherfuckers
she's
write
the
books.
worst.
I don't believe it at all. Bullshit.
Oh,
you
no.
did not take time to write that book.
Oh no! If
was
we ever, when we
ghostwritten to hell.
inevitably, when Greg is like, I need a biography because I need to do something big with my life, we'll get someone else to ghostwrite it for sure. We'll hire Gary Whitta to ghostwrite his biography.
God, no.
It'll be perfect. But
Whitta will just literally be like,
autobiography.
and something happened in Glen Ellen. I don't fucking know, but it'll be British. It'll sound better.
you just open it up and it just says Portillo's.
Fair.
That's it.
It's fair. Dick Portillo just wrote a book about his life. I gotta get a copy of that, baby.
Do you?
What's
Yeah,
it
I do.
called?
I want to say dogging out, but that doesn't sound right.
Thank you for that.
If it's dogging out, that's
I just saw it on my Twitter feed before I came out. Hold on, I'll figure it out.
That'd be the best if it's dogging
Dogging.
out.
DK says y'all overhype her so much. Nah,
You!
bro. Nah.
She's been appropriately hyped.
appropriately hyped.
I don't think we
One of the few
overhype her at
people.
all. I just think she's like a good actress.
Here you go.
like
What's
a
it, what's
good
it called?
Out
Dogging
of the
out?
doghouse.
Huh?
Out of the doghouse.
Out of the doghouse is what the book's
Dogging
called.
out.
Dogging out, close enough.
I'd love to read Dick Portillo's vision. Did he have a vision to make a hot dog chain, or was he like, I just like hot dogs
We're gonna find
and
out.
I'm gonna sell them?
DJ Kento is dipping out.
No,
Whoa,
DJ,
whoa,
whoa.
But
What?
this
Someone?
might have something to do with drugs, too.
Yeah, it's the drug thing. I think not that, right?
Isn't that where you you get a bit of pasted marijuana?
That's a
and
dab.
then- are you sure?
Oh, hey, cool, Greg. He just yelled no from the other room.
I think he yelled yo.
I think he'll know.
I think he yelled no with an N.
Oh. I got headphones on. So.
Huh?
He doesn't want to answer. He doesn't
Well, I'm
want,
just saying, can
Cool
you
Greg doesn't
call
want to
one of
use
your
his
friends who
expertise.
uses
I know.
marijuana?
I've done
The
comedy
hooch?
shows in the marijuana
You've done it
place.
in marijuana.
If you do them in the marijuana dispensary, they offer you a free dab, and then you light it with a blowtorch.
But
and
what did he
apparently
say? He didn't say I'm
He said
dabbing
I'm
out.
dipping out.
Dipping out. That means
I'm
you're leaving.
Yeah. I don't know why the fuck these
Is he
people are
leaving
talking.
because of the drugs or because of the
Probably
joking
because we're
playfulness?
fucking with him and he's not
Definitely
used
too
to
high.
it.
He's definitely too high, says
Way
Kevin.
too high.
DJ, before you leave for another galaxy, let us know.
Gone. He's gone.
I want to admit something about Ignacio Rojas.
I do too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never actually like clicked on his avatar. I've only ever seen his avatar. I'm very
Yeah.
familiar with his
He's just
avatar,
crossing his
obviously.
arm, being all
Yeah,
ass
But it's
like
very,
me.
it's very
He's starting
small.
against the
In
fence.
my head, he is like a 16-year-old child.
No, he's
Well,
A
judging
small young boy.
Judging based off of his comments, you're not too far from the truth.
I don't know. But it's one of those things I don't ever want to know what
There
he
it
really
is.
looks
I see
like
the
or
fucking
how old he
comments on
really
YouTube.
is.
Also, why is my phone number there?
Because it wants you to verify it.
Kevin, give us
Okay,
a-
DJ Kent, I'm way too high.
There
All
you
right,
go.
thank you,
Okay.
DJ Kento.
Don't
Thank
eat-
you.
Don't eat the
Come
pod,
on,
DJ Kento.
dude. The thing is, he's gonna be high for days.
This glass smells funny.
What's it smell like?
Chlorine.
Oh,
And Red Bull.
That's really weird.
we don't clean them with
Smell
chlorine.
it.
Yeah, we don't have chlorine in the office.
I have a bad sense of smell, but it just smells like Red Bull to me. But I don't. I mean, that's because
Now smell this. That's just Red Bull.
Okay, yeah, that was definitely the glass had more of a Red Bull smell, but I think it's because it's got that wider opening. I can get more of my nose in there. I can nose it. Joey Noel
you
drinks
were-
wine. She knows what I'm talking about.
When you were a child, did you use pyrotechnics in one of your backyard wrestling shows and it burned your smelling?
You know, I don't know. I can't trace it back to the bad.
You
why
might just
I
have
bad
genetically
smell.
bad smelling.
Yeah.
Some
Well, I
people
did
just
23andMe. You know, I did.
What did you do?
I did 23andMe.
What are your results?
Very white.
White. Like, why
super,
would that
super,
be
super
You don't have
white.
anything else in you?
No, it's 52 point. I did on the show today. 52.5% British/Irish. Then it's 17.5%. What was it? European. And then it's just all right there in Europe.
Oh
It's all just
wow!
right there. I'm
I
white,
want to.
man.
I want to do that for myself because I want to see if there's anything like extra mixed in there.
I got 1%.
What did you get? 1% of what?
1% African.
Did you really?
1%.
That's cool.
Actually, that's not correct. It was less than 1%.
Still counts.
That was put there.
That's cool.
That's the only reason that anybody takes this thing.
To see if they've got a little bit of ethnicity. in them.
Ignacio Rojas says, Tim. Well, now Kevin scrolled way far away from him.
We also-
Tim, why would you think I'm 16? I'm a month away from 21.
Oh, that's not
Because
that
those
far.
aren't that far from
Yeah,
each
that's not
other.
that
You're-
far.
And because you look
4
like a
years away.
tiny little child in your picture.
You do. You look like a
in a tiny
beautiful,
little circle that I'm
beautiful
looking
child.
at. Far
Yeah, you
away
always
from
get
me.
into these weird little feuds with Kevin, so it makes it seem like you're like our 14-year-old little brother.
Me.
Don't even get me
what you
started on
sound
Mr.
like.
Yasman 300.
Don't. No.
He's a 6-year-old, got his parents' credit card. You know what I'm
Don't
saying?
make fun
It's
of-
hard truth time.
Why would you do this, Kevin?
Hard truths.
I just said I never want to see him.
He's got great
There
hair.
you
Pull
go.
it up for
And
the
then you
audience.
Well,
bring
show
it
it,
up.
everybody. Show
Look
it,
at
Ignacio
this, look at
Rojas.
this fucking
Now
hairline
I
this kid
know.
has.
Yeah, now you know.
Now
He's
here's
not that
Christ.
far off from what I thought.
Now
if I'm
here's the
being
thing.
real.
Click out, and we're gonna give him a compliment. Click on his page. Click on his page. Look at his bio. Sup.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Not affirmative statement.
yeah.
Like, I do want to know what's up.
Yeah. I appreciate, too, that Ignacio Rojas here, not a frequent tweeter, but is very active on Twitter.
Yeah.
I also appreciate that on August 7th, you just said, keep it up. Was he replying to somebody? Oh, no, he was replying to somebody. I take it back. Yeah, I've been reading what you said regarding the whole Philippi job. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the GameOverGreggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
You know, I make a lot of good choices in my life, Greg.
I'm going to fix your head.
And Cool Greg said, do you want the small Red Bull or the big Red Bull? And I went big. Having not regretted it.
How small is a small Red Bull?
It's like a little smaller.
This is
Oh,
like
you know what? No, yeah, I have
This
seen
is
those
12
before.
ouncer. That's like an 8 ouncer.
The regular size.
8 ouncer.
You know,
You have a problem when like you're just
when you can recognize
willy-nilly
them.
throwing on things.
My God, I did a show last night in one of the other comics. I was like, I'm going to get a Red Bull and a beef stick. Do you want one? And he's like, sure. And we sat outside a shitty dive bar in the Mission eating beef sticks and drinking Red Bulls.
See, that's
good night.
That's the funny thing about us is we all hang out together so much. We're all around each other all the time. Where it's just like our lives are normal to each other.
Sure.
So Nick being fucking weird with what he eats
Sure.
and drinks is just like whenever you're like, Tim, you want to go get a fucking the 10th coffee of the day? I'm just like, yeah. Whereas normal people would be like, are you fucking kidding me? That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
It was
You know?
similar to at Extra Life this year. By the way, this is 30 for 30, verified on Instagram. Baby Blues, second best blue eyes in San Francisco.
It's true.
Let him host.
Tim
Hashtag at Tim Gettys.
All hail the verified one.
It's me.
Hey, take us to your
him, all things are possible.
At Extra Life, when Nick put on the wheel, Greg tries to sell you a story without laughing. And when we hit it, and everyone else in the room who doesn't work here is like, what about it? And then I couldn't, I was like,
You couldn't do it.
you sure?
First,
And I
the
started
best part
laughing.
is you hit it like 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And at one point, you almost got out of 2 seconds.
Yeah,
but your
yeah.
wife, Jen made the most wife comment. And you don't really know until you get married.
Yeah.
But she just went, and you just started fucking laughing. My least favorite thing about Extra Life is that we never landed on Jared Petty tells you a story in the kitchen.
Right.
Because
The
I wanted
most,
that to be Tim.
When you're staying up for 24 hours, eventually you get to that point where it's almost like you're patting the knuckles in the boxing glove. Like you're there to have a good time, but then you're putting a little bit of metal in there because like now it's like we're going to cut closer to the
gotta go
core.
hard.
The jokes are going to come in a little close to the core. And
Yeah.
that's how Nick wanted to really take Jared Petty down a notch.
The best
You
kind
son
of
of a
joke
bitch.
I've noticed is the one
One that
that's
really plays on a
51%
personal fear.
insulting, 49% funny to everyone around
I think
you.
it's the other way.
Is
right?
it?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you should be aiming for. More funny than insulting.
It was a funny joke,
That's
and Jared
probably
took it
true.
as a funny joke.
Of course
and he
he
still
did.
brings it up to me every so
He
often.
knows we. Oh, that means he was morbidly.
No, he
offended by it.
brings it up as,
51-49.
do you want me to tell you a story in the kitchen?
Every time I'm in the kitchen, he threatens me with a story.
I know.
Yeah.
He's a good
It's
guy.
fun. The first part is to acknowledge it. You know, that's the 12-step program, right?
It is the
Acknowledge
12-step
that.
process.
Eventually, 2-3 years from now, we'll get him to tell us the stories, but
Condensed?
truncated.
I don't want him to be condensed. I like a good Jared Petty yarn.
The thing about Jared is that when you talk to him, he actually, like, every single time makes an attempt to connect with you.
Sure.
And I really respect that. We were talking yesterday about some stuff, and I was like, oh, man, yeah, we're really, like, we're getting into this. It's great. It's just hard because the pace of our lifestyle is a lot. Does not leave room for that a lot.
The thing
oftentimes.
about Jared Petty, and this is now the Jared Petty over Jared Petty show, is that he is incapable of
Being insincere.
superficial friendships.
he's like
and I'm not saying like I'm a superficial person or something to that effect,
You
or
are.
I'm not using a negative thing, but it is that thing of, oh my God, you're coming to San Francisco, we should hang out, which to me means I would really like to spend time with you. I really would. But I have a boatload of other things to do, and it'll probably never happen. But we should. That's
Right.
something that should happen in a perfect world that
Right.
won't happen.
I want you
if
to
Jared
know-
Petty's like, oh, you're coming down? We should hang out. That means he's going to go to every length to hang out with you
Yeah.
and do everything possible to make it all work.
Yeah, see, I do it all the time where I'm like, oh man, we should totally catch up.
Yeah.
But what I'm
That'll
saying,
never happen.
What I'm saying to you is,
We should.
I value you.
Right.
Just not enough to actually make time for you.
Exactly.
I want you to know I still care about you, just not enough to actually spend one single solitary second more than I have to with you. And that's what that means.
Yeah.
people, yeah.
There, people need to understand there's stratas, right? Like there's the strata of what I want to do.
Yeah.
Sit on the couch and play video games.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that's really hard to explain to people. And I think for the most part, most people in my life are as busy as I am. But every once in a while, you get the one person who's just like, I got nothing really to do, and I'm like, I can't. You're you know.
I'm coming to San Francisco.
You're driving
you
in the
dinner
slow
this
lane.
week?
I'm driving in the fast lane.
You're coming to San Francisco this week, and you want to get dinner? No, this week's been booked for a month and a half.
Yeah, it's hard.
I can't get out. I can't.
So
stop.
popular.
And then on the one night that it is free,
I want to just.
I'd really like to just fucking do nothing.
Yeah.
Stare at the goddamn wall.
Take my pants off. Throw them out the door.
See, then there's the problem of people like Gia, where she's just like, she has FOMO to the nth degree.
Sure.
And cannot say no to a plan, even if it means double, triple, even quadruple booking something. Where she's like, hey, remember that night that we said that we were not going to do anything? We're doing 4 things tonight. Yeah. I'm like, no, please no. And then I usually can get out of 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I still have to do the other 2.
But the other 2,
at that point, if I'm already out.
It's always you. And every time you tell me things, you tell me that you had to do things with Gia, and I can see, I'm like, wow, if I wanted to torture Tim, those would be the 2 things I'd make him do. It's always the 2. It's always like somebody's got a live show, a stage, like a 1-person show they got to go to, and they drag you out to it, and it's the worst.
That's so true. That is so true. Kevin Koala from KindaFunny.com, you got something to say?
Can we now start referring to those as Gia dates?
No.
Why?
Because that'll get back to her. That'll get back to her.
No, they can get back to her. She knows.
I'm stuck with Kevin
She's
plans.
well aware.
You're stuck with Kevin dates.
No, Kevin.
Plans. It's plans. Kevin plans.
Just call him Kevin Date.
Kevin's plans always involve going to the dump.
It's a truck.
Always.
It's a truck in
always ends
IKEA.
at the dump.
It's a truck in
Guys, I
IKEA.
gotta just make it's been a great night. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I just gotta make a quick stop at the dump real quick to pick something up.
It for
It's always to pick something
you
up.
asshole.
Pick something
You're like,
up.
what are you getting at the dump?
I've never picked anything up at the dump. And the biggest thing I've ever dropped off at the dump is a piano. A full upright piano.
Vanessa Carlton was in the back playing as you went to the dump.
She's like, Kevin, you didn't tell her you were going to the dump.
I love this piano.
supposed to go to the
Here's my question for you, Tim.
Yeah, what's your
And I
question?
know this is going to sound bold and ludicrous, so don't laugh me out of the room, everybody. Okay. How hard, and it's one question, a question, how hard does Gia need to push to make this happen? And then part 2, how close do you think it's actually going to happen? What are the odds of her getting you to Orange Theory?
It's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah, I thought so. I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that Game Over.
I think that's a bad idea.
Me too.
Because I think that you don't enjoy physical exertion on that level. I think you're going to do it and you're going to be like, fuck this.
Oh yeah.
If I were Gia, I'd be like, let's ease him in with like a nice, easy yoga class or something that's like more relaxing than it is strenuous, and then build from there so you can actually like realize the psychological and like, you know, physical benefits of it, and you know, and enjoy like the 45-minute long class, not the pulse pounding, you're a fucking warrior, let's go do the circuit, like that shit. I don't even like doing that kind of stuff. I don't like the Barry's boot camp stuff. It's just too much.
Kevin Koehler from KindaFunny.com.
Just so you know, this is now affecting my life. She convinced Paula to go, and now Paula's like, we should all go together.
I'm not
fucking about
I won't lie to you.
I refuse to go with Kevin.
I won't lie to you. I would pay to see that. Tim and Gia upside Paula and Kevin doing Orange Theory.
A plan is forming as we speak.
No.
I'll do it. You know when I say I'll pay to see it, I mean I'll just pay to come to the class. But here's the agreement: is that we all wear the Kinda Funny Live spandex blue leotards and then the pink shorts.
I'm gonna embarrass them out of it.
So
I like it.
No, I don't know.
Gyms don't like it when you come in like joke mode. Like
here's
like
here, just so you know, I was gonna do the workout. All right, I'm gonna do the workout. I'm just gonna be comfortable, and I'm gonna be matching my bros.
Will you be comfortable? Those aren't the most comfortable things.
They suck.
Dude, it's
suck.
like you're wearing nothing at all.
They're so hot. They just lock in the heat in your grundle.
Sure, but then it's just like when you were in high school, or not when you were
humble
not
bundle.
like when we were, but like when you watched other people in high school and they need to drop weight for the football team or wrestling, they run around in garbage bags. Same idea.
They do, yeah. Sometimes you can do like a lot of the guys when they have to cut weight for fights. Well, they'll do the garbage bag suit and go into the sauna and just work out in there.
Yeah,
not a good idea.
No, you're
really
super
dehydrating your
yeah,
brain and your body.
Exactly,
It's terrible for you. Also, why do we have to cut weight? What are we doing?
I'm just saying that's what it's like in those suits.
Yeah,
and why not?
They're terrible.
You know, I feel like you just had a different interpretation of them because I was like sweating through my armpits quite a bit. I was getting the heat out that way.
I had to like spread my legs to get the heat out of there.
Yeah.
Because it was just like a trash compactor of hotness.
Yeah.
In your humble bundle, you referred to it as.
Humble bundle.
IGN.com. If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show each and every week. 4 sometimes 5 best friends gather around this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get each and every episode early. How early? You could be watching live right now as we record it on patreon.com/kindafunny, or you could get the MP3 or video version on Friday. That video version comes with the pre and post show. The live people get to watch as well. Shout out to the person in chat whose name I no longer recall, who said, we've been underselling the pre-show. They were laughing and having a great time. Happy you're here. I assume this is your first pre-show/live show. We're happy to have you.
Did someone in the chat get super high? Yeah,
Yes.
they did.
Was it Patreon producer DJ Kento? It was.
Shout out to
Our Patreon producer. Our
good.
Patreon producer. High as fuck. To the point that he needed a dip out. At which we had to try to figure out what dip means.
I have a feeling he's still here.
I guarantee he's still here, and he's seeing stars and all sorts of snuffleupaguses in his house.
You ever figure out what he does for a living? Does he sell drugs?
His name is DJ Kento. He's a DJ. If fucking DJ Grimecraft was in there, we know what he does.
Was DJ in Full House DJ?
No, but that was a made-up show and a made-up name. If you don't want to give us any money, no big deal. You can wait until the following Friday, 1 week after it posts on Patreon, and you can get it on youtube.com/kindafunny or MP3 services around the globe. No pre or post show on any of those stuff. We have a big topic.
Big topic.
Before we get there, though, I'd like to do something that I haven't done. And it's one of those, nobody cares if it's dated because whatever, because it's us, you know what I mean? I didn't hear about anybody's Thanksgiving. We just came back from holidays and stuff. Tim, you hate Thanksgiving.
I told my Thanksgiving story in the pre-show. So people will want to go there.
So I don't get to hear it? Was it bad? Were you grumpy?
A 3-year-old insulted my hair.
Fair. You had that coming probably.
I did.
Wait, he was 3 years old?
Yeah.
Cutting his own hair. Fuck him, I hate him.
He cut his own hair at 3 years old? Did it look good or bad?
It looks like Andy.
Okay,
Take
so
that for what
bad,
it will.
bad.
No, it's dope. It's dope.
I'm kidding. Andy's got great hair. Not
awesome.
he's got great hair. Not for like a man his age, but he's got great hair. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
It's like, what are you trying to do?
That
You're
was
not
great.
touring
It's
with
cool.
Fall Out Boy anymore. You know
You're
what I
talking
mean?
about Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible.
So are we not doing
Thank you.
Thanksgiving as a topic?
No, I guess not.
Like, what's he
apparently.
gonna do? Is he gonna walk around like one of those 50-year-old rockers where like he keeps dyeing his hair black, even though clearly you're like you should be fucking white?
Have you not met him? Has he ever
Still
dyed
wearing the
his hair?
same
Do you
shorts,
think
like
he
the
dyes his
pants?
hair black?
The same shorts?
I was gonna say
Like
short
the
pants.
pants?
Well, he has short pants. You know, they always just right up in his.
Oh, like skater pants.
Yeah, they're so tight that they look like someone painted them
All right,
on.
let's move on to a real topic.
Tim, what's your topic?
My topic is first date questions. We were earlier before the show, we're like, hey, what's our topic? And we were like going around the room trying to figure it out. And I was like, what are good conversation starters? So I just Googled it. And the first thing was 160 first date questions. And I'm like, why the fuck not?
And so then you said that, and then Nick said, can we title this episode
160 First Dates with
And I
Drew
said
Barrymore
yes.
and Adam Sandler.
And we put that in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Parentheses
Probably not gonna
W
do that.
/ Drew Barrymore ampersand Adam Sandler in parentheses brackets not really star maybe star
69.
Yeah, I like
we get
that.
SEO. It's not
People
fucking
love it.
hard.
I will say that so many of these questions are horrible first date questions.
Yeah, let's go.
Like this is just, but this is it'll be fun for this show.
think
Do
so.
you like
This
first
should be-
dates?
First dates are great.
I agree with this, man.
They're the easiest things in the world.
I agree with this, man.
You can't fuck up a first date unless you try to.
Also, there's a 50% possibility you're getting late. So
No. That is not-
15%.
What's the other? So it's either yes or no, and it's 50%.
you either get late or you don't. It's 50%.
Fuck, I guess actually that when you spell it out like that, I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
okay.
No, man.
I think
Math.
the percentages of getting late are lower than that, though.
On a first date these days,
Yeah.
I'm sure dude, people just walk over to each other's houses begging. They don't know each other's names.
That's what you think is happening.
Although no, it's true because someone, I think my wife was like, "Oh, I read an article about like this is the first generation of like people having sex that are having less sex than the generation before them. So people are having less sex these days."
That's not true. There's no way.
It's the article she read. It's all hearsay. I don't know.
I read on Reddit, an Ask Reddit question, what's the sluttiest thing you've done? There were a lot of good responses on there.
Yeah, it was really good.
That
Really?
sounds like a fucking good.
Well, I'd like to know
That's why I
That
like
would be
it.
a great question.
Here's
Can
the thing.
we
That's
look that
That's
up?
an example of a great thing. And it was a bunch of, it goes like you'd expect, right?
Yeah.
Guy having sex with, multiple people in a day, and girl doing this thing, whatever. But then that's why you subscribe to the Ask Reddit anything. Yes. Then I had one the other day that popped up, right? And it was like, police officers, what's the stupidest thing, that criminals try to do to get, I'm like, oh, this is boring. I don't want America's dumbest criminals, you know what I mean? But this is the dice you roll. You never sure. You get a lot of good haunted ones, a lot in there. People talking about haunted and ghosts.
It's not
and stuff.
true. Ghosts aren't real.
Ghosts aren't real. Question number 1.
Do we believe that?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm gonna skip the stupid ones because
Oh, thanks.
like,
Yeah,
what do you
just
do?
do the good
ones. Yeah,
what
what's
do you
number
like
one?
to do in your free time?
Video games.
Nerd.
I like to blade through Netflix and curate my list.
Blade through.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say sleep.
That's what they used to call it.
Are you more of an indoors or outdoors person?
Definitely indoors.
100%.
Yeah.
Who's the most fascinating person you've ever met?
Oh, Kevin. Probably Kevin Smith.
Oh, finally. Kevin Smith?
He's an interesting guy.
Yeah,
really
Kevin
cool.
Smith.
And it's a good answer.
Fascinating is a good word, though.
Fascinating. Kevin's pretty fascinating.
Yeah.
I will say that.
I could toss that out there.
Because I think that if I were an alien species, I would want to study him as sort of an outlier of how humans should behave. You know what I mean?
Can you imagine answering that in a first date? Like, who's the most fascinating? Well, I've got a friend named Kevin.
Oh, my buddy Kevin. Yeah. Oh man, he is a fascinating human being.
Let me tell you about Kevin.
Let's talk about Kevin. What are you doing? What are you Googling?
Nothing.
Okay.
Don't worry about what I'm doing.
Most fascinating. This is a weird one, but I think I can stand by it. Fran Mirabella.
Oh, he is.
What a fascinating human being.
Again, another one of those. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's like.
Well, you can. I mean, we can go through multiple options.
Oh yeah. No, but what I meant was my assessment of Kevin was incorrect. What I meant to say probably was he's like an alien that's trying to be a human being.
Yeah.
And that's Fran in a fucking nutshell. Where you look at him and he's like tries to eat the can, and you're like, no. They don't eat those cans here on planet Earth.
He's like,
that's only on planet Clocktar.
At some point, he heard humans like spice, so that's why he eats the spiciest things.
So
Like, no, not that much.
It's too
That makes you look more. That makes you look more conspicuous.
Yeah.
You can't go to Wild Wings and order blazing just for hell. Just for the hell of it.
Blazing, please, sir.
He already got a shout out on this show, but the first shout out I give would be Jared Petty. Jared Petty is one of the few human beings I know where you're like, hey, Jared, tell me a story about your favorite light switch. And you're like, oh, man, all right, well, I was in Kentucky.
In 1607.
You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, it's an interesting question.
Was created.
He's got that.
People realized that the sun gave off light.
That's not how he sounds.
No, you hate Jared Petty.
I love Jared Petty.
Another man
He's
out
just fun
there,
to make fun of.
Austin Creed, Xavier Woods.
He's very fascinating.
Sure, he's got a PhD. He's got a whole life. He plays video games. He wrestles. He does all this crazy stuff.
I don't know if I'd give him fascinating. There's a
You
lot
think
of
he's
words.
fascinating?
He is. But like, I feel like he's many other words more than that.
Crooked. He's the crooked commish for
He's
sure.
the crooked
You know what I mean?
commish.
Stop.
No.
No, he's not crooked. He's the most honest and beautiful man I've ever met in my life. And he just gets it. He doesn't follow the letter of the law, but he follows what's right.
When I'm thinking of fascinating, I'm thinking of somebody I would sit down and just have a conversation with for hours.
Yeah.
And Troy Baker.
Troy Baker's
You give me Troy
fascinating.
Baker?
Yeah.
Hey, I wear crazy socks, and here's my story about Jeff Goldblum. No, not fascinating.
I feel like Troy Baker, once you get past all the hats and the
Past all the hats.
all the
He does have a lot of
hats and the
hats. He's got a lot of hats.
scarves and the vests and the music.
Wait, if I can take a time out
Not
real
much
quick,
there.
you do bring up an interesting point.
Yeah.
I was about
I'm
to
kidding,
say
by the way. I love Troy
what I
Baker.
was about to say is the fact that one of the fun things about Troy is that you never know what he's going to look like when he comes through the door.
Always
right?
different.
Blonde hair, long hair, short hair, black
Dreads.
hair, and it's that thing of like I just realized that Troy Baker is indeed someone's custom avatar, someone's GTA Online character, and every time they boot it up, they put him in something else.
He's the guy I designed for myself when I'm playing a game, and then once the game goes off and I catch a reflection of my real self, makes me feel bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that why you don't play as many games? You don't want to see yourself
I
on
don't
the
want to hear his
television screen there at the
stupid
end?
voice in those fucking games.
What was the last book you really got into?
Jesus. God.
Ooh,
Do comics count?
sure, why not?
Oh,
Why not? That's definitely what I would pull up on the first date. Again, the best thing about first date is
this went to 40%.
who the
getting
fuck
away.
cares? We have no skin in this
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
Here's all my
It's only
bullshit.
fun.
If you don't like it, if this is a turn off to you, check please. I'll see you later.
That is definitely not usually what people think of when they think of it.
That's
First
stupid.
dates are
That's
usually like,
stupid.
I'm going to put my first
when you
foot
go on a lot
forward.
of first dates, nowadays, when you're in the world of Tinder and stuff, it is like, thank you, next.
It's like
I don't
It's
think
like
people go on first
the MTV
dates
show
with
Next.
Tinder, though.
It is.
Do you remember the MTV show?
Do
Next?
people go on first dates? I guess they have to, right?
Yes.
Yes, they go on so many. They go on more first dates now than ever before. Multiple in the same night.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That's rude to everybody involved.
No.
You roll the dice with one of them, and if it turns out
works
that was
out,
shitty,
You eat your pain.
You stay with it. If not, on to the next one.
Eat your pain.
eat your pin.
Eat your pain.
Oh,
I heard
okay.
panties.
I thought I heard panties,
That was
and
the
then I
thing,
heard pen.
See, back in the day, back in the olden times, you had to ask a girl, you had to actually approach a girl IRL, and then you had to ask for her phone number, and then you have to text her or call her, then you have to go out with her, and all that. It was like, let me put it in context that maybe Andy can understand. It's like Fortnite, right? where you wait, and then you wait in the lobby, and then you pick your place you're gonna drop, and then you drop, and then you plan, and then you get this thing, and you finally find a good gun, and then boom, someone fucking kills you, and you're like, shit, I have to wait forever to get back to that good gun. That's what first dates used to be like. And if it went south, and I've had first dates that went south within the first like 10 minutes. Like she walked in and saw me and was like, you're not the guy I remember when I was drunk, and I gave him my phone number. I was like, shit. And then you have to sit there and eat with this person and probably pay for them. And then you leave, and then you just go to a real restaurant that you wanted to go to begin with, like a taqueria, and then you just eat your pain away.
Well, that's why first dates, you don't do first date dinners. First date, coffee, drinks, max.
Drinks, yes. That's maybe where I fucked up.
Oysters.
But usually, so here's the deal.
No,
usually,
no, not oysters.
Chili dog.
No. That's way too expensive.
Also, you might shit your pants. Usually, when I used to meet people, I would meet them in bars, and so we already kind of it'd always be weird.
You
like,
broke
well,
the
I know
ice
we already
somewhere
had drinks. We need to like drinks feel weird. Let's do something a little bit more. Let's spend some time together. You know, but I had some bad first dates. Oof.
Give me one.
I mean, I took a girl. I don't even know how I met her. I think I met her in a bar, and I got her phone number. I think it was one of those where she gave me the phone number to be nice, and then went out with me to be nice, and then midway through was like, "I'm done being nice. I don't want to be nice anymore." And we left the restaurant. I paid for dinner. It was it was weird. Neither of us wanted to be there, but we didn't want to like pull the trigger on it.
Sure.
And as we left, I was like, we could go get a drink. And she looked at me and she was like, do you really want to? And I'm like, no, I don't. She's like, neither do I. Bye.
Yeah,
never saw her again.
See, that's a good though. That's a good way. You got out of it. Yeah.
Well, I learned to be a little bit more.
Some people tell that
upfront with
story.
people.
Divorced 12 years later. You know what I mean?
2 kids. Hate their life.
Yeah.
So many kids. Too many kids.
Too many.
What
kids.
amazing adventures have you been on?
Man, boy, let me tell you.
It's been we've had a lot of adventures.
Yeah, I know that's the thing, right?
Like,
Like,
our lives are stupid to the point of just like.
I'm jumping to that time I got the chops at IGN from the Motor City Machine Guns at TNA, a wrestling event when the first time they ever chopped my chest.
That sounds like an adventure.
Yeah, I had their handprint on my body forever because they broke all the blood vessels in me. I don't know whatever happened to them, so I don't think that would have been a good investment, you know.
Well, I mean, like, but you would have been the first person.
Maybe the
to have
time
it.
I got chopped by Hulk Hogan.
That was cool in the hallway.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah.
I'd probably just jump to. I've crowd surfed multiple times.
That is good. That is good.
Because that's a conversation starter.
That is good. That's actually a really good point. Yeah.
I
think the chopping would be pretty good.
It would be
too.
good too.
You know what I mean?
If they understood what that meant.
Well, then if not, there's YouTube. I got the computer in my pocket. I can call Cougar.
It's not gonna work out.
Exactly. Another great point. If they don't even want to know what getting chopped's all about.
It's true. I would say probably the best adventure I've been on is taking a hot air balloon at dawn in Morocco.
That is good. Wow, and he said it like sexy too, and then he licked his lips sexy.
See, the problem though about dropping that on a first date.
Oh man, tell me about that. You're like, well, I was there with my wife.
I mean, in this world, my wife and I have parted ways amicably.
Okay.
In my brain.
Sure.
Right. And she's living a great life. And every once in a while, this is my fantasy. We part ways amicably. We still talk. And once in a while, we get together. We you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We put the cream in the coffee.
I do know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Put the cream in the coffee.
Now, if I can just take us on a little detour.
Let's stay on the road. Let's stay on the road.
All right. Let's get back on the road.
What pets have you had?
What's that?
Pets?
What pets have you had?
Oh, all dogs.
I had a turtle.
I'm a dog guy.
That died in like 2 days. Named Leonardo.
How'd you
Did
kill
he
him?
die in 2 days? No.
yeah.
Turtles don't die that fast.
Yeah,
that's a great
I've
name.
told this story before on the show.
I forget. I vaguely remember what happened.
It was sick. They gave us
Yeah.
a sick fucking turtle. Those fucking assholes.
They have a
6th and Clement. My brother had a hamster that he named after Kevin's mom. It also died.
It took a lot longer than 2 days.
It infected the
That one
turtle.
took more than 2 days. Yeah. And
It died on
my mom had a bunch of birds, and I hated those
Birds
fucking
suck.
birds. They were little
Birds
stupid
suck.
birds, like
Parakeets?
finches.
I dated a girl.
All the other ones.
And then one of them murdered the rest of them.
Oh, good. Because that's
how
what birds
birds
should do. They're like
function.
mini dinosaurs. I dated a girl in high school who, for whatever reason, it used to be that, like, up until this person, all moms loved me. And I don't understand it, but they just loved me.
Sure.
Until this one girl
Oh, I remember
whose
this story.
mom
Yeah, this woman hated you.
fucking hated me, but her dad loved me. So it kind of balanced out, but they had a bird. And every time I'd come in, I swear to God, like she designed this. She would be in like a swivel chair and swivel around and the bird would be on her shoulder. And it would just stare, like, ah! And I'm like, ah! You know, and then eventually would just shit on her and she wouldn't break eye contact with me. And I'm like, you're terrifying. You're terrifying.
I had a lot of pets, and I'll run you through the menagerie here in a second. But like, yeah, I was usually the one who brought in these stupid pets. Like, what the hell? You know, God, why my parents let me do this? But they at some point, I think my mom brought it in, but they got a parrot. And I was like, this thing sucks. Like, you know what I mean? As somebody who like likes animals and worked at the pet land and all that jazz, I was like, this bird sucks. Just fucking screeching, shitting on people all the time. Yeah, they'd leave and I gotta fucking toss the blanket over it to get it shut up. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ,
make it nighttime.
But yeah, Mom would walk around on her shoulder all the time. Like, I'm not about this life.
You get shit on her shoulder too?
Oh yeah, totally. They don't know. They're stupid.
They're dumb birds.
You think Portillo's dumb? Meet this thing.
Yeah.
It's always weird to me that people stray from the two obvious choices.
Cats and dogs.
Which are cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
anytime you get out there and you get creative, it's a bad move. Don't do it.
Fish,
bad luck.
sure. But then don't like talk to the fish. They don't know
exactly.
What the fuck
If you're getting a fish, guess what?
Bro.
You're just getting a piece of furniture, a piece of decor
that moves from one side of the tank to the other.
You've got to take care. And I'm not against that. That's fine.
If
just
you
understand.
don't take care of it, that shit gets stinky.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you get the weird bacteria build up.
The algae all over the place.
No thanks.
So for me, it was I had Gizmo the cat, I had Pokey the turtle. At some point, and now it'll get we're gonna get out of sync in the timeline. Everybody, stick with me. I'm sorry.
Sure.
At some point, we get Pokey 2, get him out of the Kankakee River in Illinois. Shout out to all my Illinois folks. We caught him, just a wild turtle. Probably wanted to be with his family. Snatched him out of the fucking river because I wanted.
He was gonna live a
turtle.
great life. You put him in a box.
Meanwhile, Pokey, of course, a box turtle. All Pokey wanted to do, Pokey 1. All Pokey 1 wanted to do was just hibernate. Just desperate to sleep, you know what I mean? One time my parents took it out in the backyard. I think I've told the story.
Yeah.
And it, it broke underneath the chicken wire and we all panicked. And then my dad was finally like, wait. Maybe my mom was like, wait. All it ever wants to do is sleep. It probably just, where's the darkest area? And then we like looked over along the shadow of the house. It was just there against the wall sleeping. Because all I wanted to do is die.
I fucking feel it.
To be a fucking turtle that's going to live for decades, like just kill me.
I feel like Pokey's my spirit animal.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah. Eventually found dead in the water. Neck broken. I don't even know. It was all like, eh.
She just threw it. It finally figured out how to climb into the roof so it could hurl itself off.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Turtles are one of those things where I'm like, I mean, I guess if you have, what are they called, terrariums?
Yeah.
If you have you have a giant tank for it, maybe you can be happy there. But like, it's always so weird to me that people are like, I'm going to take this animal that's clearly supposed to be outside in the wild and just put it in
that was the thing.
box.
It's like, Pokey again. Just, I mean, like, think about it. All I want to do is sleep and be left alone, right? And like, here I am, where like, because you're supposed to. Not even that. Like, eventually, that's the whole thing. It's having most cage pets. I also had a guinea pig. I also had hamsters. I had rabbits. Like, I had all this fucking shit. And it's really is a great microcosm of a bad marriage. Because it starts off, you do want to spend all your time with them. Oh my God, let's go out. Let's do something.
Then they just,
and eventually it's like, just stay in your fucking cage.
Yeah.
All right, here's the agreement. We're going to
stay in your cage as if they were going out.
We're going to keep you alive. You're going to be miserable.
I will.
As you become more and more miserable, I'm going to want to play with you less and less, which is going to make you more miserable until you are...
You are nailing marriage.
You will become a vicious animal where I can't touch you. I had a fucking hedgehog until I can't touch you. Until you can't be played with.
You can't domesticate hedgehogs.
Iggy was we had this. We couldn't. We argued for a long time on that one show about what I named that hedgehog. I don't remember. Whatever.
Didn't you call your mom?
Yeah, we did. And she said Sonic, I think.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think I would be that cliche.
Yeah, you would. You were a Genesis kid.
Yes, but it seems so cliche.
What were you going to fucking name him? Like Aristotle?
I named the fucking guinea pig Iggy after Iggy Wiggum on one episode of The Simpsons. I think I'd be a little bit more better than Sonic.
That's true.
Greg, you just got kicked in the head by a horse. Don't name this animal Sonic. All right, you know what I mean?
No, I do.
Calling the fucking mustard Sonic at that point is what I'm saying. But it's the thing you put these stupid...
No, is that what did it?
No.
Is that what did it?
Puked up a lot of cherry pie once.
Jesus Christ.
Those are one for one. Yeah. Are you a morning person or a night owl?
What's amazing is I was like, did you get kicked in the head by a horse? And your closest analog to that is I puked up a lot of cherry pie once.
How much is a lot?
That's as close
Like the answer is yes.
Yeah, I was. But I lost half a decade.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Definitely night.
Night owl.
Definitely night.
Oh, man.
You're a morning person, Greg.
Just define it is what I say. You know what I mean?
Wait. You like the mornings.
I do.
You don't like to stay up late.
But I stay up late too. You know what I mean? And now, granted, I'm comparing myself to my wife who goes to bed at 9:30. I'll stay up to midnight every night playing games or whatever. And then I'll wake up. But in the morning when I wake up, that's when I'm sharp and I'm ready to go.
Yeah, night owl, I think, implies closer to, like...
Andy Cortez kind of hours.
You start going to bed when it starts getting light.
Yeah,
and that's
no,
the
no,
extreme
I don't do
side.
that.
of it.
Well, I define it as what would you rather do? Go out at night or go on a hike in the morning? You know, like do you want to wake up in the morning and go do fun stuff?
Let's not
Or
get crazy.
I
are
just
you a
like
person
to,
that
I love nothing more than not having an obligation. Getting up early, bumming around the house. I answer some emails. I play some games, and like I start to clean it. I do the dishes. It's like a Saturday. It's like a good Saturday. And you look at the clock, and it's like, man, I've done a lot. And it's 9:45. You know what I mean? Like it's when I hate waking up late, and then you look at the clock. It's already 1:30. Like fuck that. Saturday's a
I'm
waste.
just so the other way where I'm just like, oh, I get to you sleep in, you wake up at that sweet like 1 p.m. and then you're just like, I got the whole night ahead of me.
No,
I
yeah,
have
I know.
so many hours to do whatever I want. Gia goes to sleep, and I'm like, the night is mine. The night is mine.
when you wake up at 1,
What do you do?
on a Saturday? When you wake up at 1 on a Saturday, what time do you go to bed that night?
On Friday or Saturday?
Saturday night. So if you wake up at 1 o'clock
you wake
in the
up at 1.
afternoon on a Saturday, when do you then go to bed? How many hours are you up for?
3:34, maybe.
4? That seems so late.
It is.
It is late. Yeah.
Like
get so much
you're
done,
essentially
though. It
seeing
feels
the
so
sun
good.
come up.
How many hours are you spending with Gia? Like, what's your window for her?
We're like
1 to 7.
completely attached from like average, I would say 6 to 11.
Oh, this is every weeknight.
Yeah.
Okay.
6 p.m. to 11
Yeah.
p.m.
Yeah. It used to be. Well, what's wrong with that?
No, it's just
Nothing.
Kevin coming in with the question as if he's like cross-examining you.
Yeah.
He's like taking notes like
Yeah,
6
no, no,
p.m. to
no,
11
it's
p.m.
He
just-
asks twice
Well,
just so the
I
jury
can't
hears
imagine
it.
her like.
I just want it to be reflected on the record, Your Honor.
It used to be late.
Let it be
It used to
reflected
be
in the
closer
record.
to midnight. Now it might be closer to 10. I think 11 is like a safe middle
she's
ground,
doing the crazy
'cause now
Orange
she's
Theory
doing
stuff.
the super early workout shit.
Yeah.
Before then, she could stay up a little bit later. But this little girl, man, she just can't keep those eyes are just so.
I know,
big.
it's so cute, isn't it? When you
No,
go,
I
let's just
hate
put
it.
you to bed. Let's put you to bed.
I want to fucking take clothespins, and I don't know how I don't know how the logistics would work, but I want them to stay
You want to
open.
reverse clothespins.
abuse.
Yeah.
Instead of being down, they go out.
Yeah, exactly.
You just use scotch tape
Use the
or medical
backside.
tape.
Use the backside. Good call, Kev.
She does this
Jesus.
thing, like she's always done this thing, but like now it's just more than ever.
That was a good episode of this fucking show.
When she
Piece
tries
of
to claim
cherry
she's not
pie
asleep,
once.
but she is, and I know she is because she just keeps twitching. And I'm just like, she's like, I'm not asleep, and I'm like, you're twitching. Why would you be twitching if you're awake? And so it's the new like, what just happened? I don't even need to ask what just happened. I'll just like look at her. She'll go, what? I'm like, you know what? You
Yeah.
fucking know
You
what?
fall asleep. Go to
You
bed.
twitchy
Go to
little
bed.
shit. Go to bed.
That's the thing. Like, I don't understand these couples that have to do everything with each other. I like having a lot of commonalities with my significant other, but at the same time, I'm like, if it's 8:30 and you want to go to bed,
Go to bed.
just fucking do it. Who gives a shit? Who cares if I fall asleep with you and I wake up with you? I'm spending 10 hours with you the next day either way. Who cares if they don't overlap exactly? You know?
Because my thing is, if we're committing to watching something, that's a commitment. It's a promise. How can I know that I can marry this woman, that I can commit to the rest of my life with her, if she can't commit to a 22-minute episode of a show, let alone a hour and a half, 2 hour movie? Because if I don't want to sit there watching something, get halfway through it, and then she falls asleep, and I'm like, she's like, you can keep watching. I don't want to keep watching. I'm only watching because we're doing this together.
Yeah. Well, you're missing out.
That's a good point.
You
That's
got to
a good point.
reframe it in your own brain. A, make sure you're always just watching stuff you want to watch. B, the next day when she says what happened, you lord it over her.
Yeah.
Like, I know something you don't, and knowing Gia, and actually all of our significant others, that's going to piss them off. So you condition them to either stay up or don't start the movie to begin with.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
See, but then the problem there's a problem there, Nick. And that problem is then it is only watching the things that I want to watch. And that means that like it needs to be stuff that
She's not going to ruin.
that she's not going to ruin.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no overlap.
There's
there.
nothing worse than when you're the person you're with just does the thing where they go and it sucks all the fun out of what you're about to like. It takes whatever enjoyment you were going to have out of it and lessens it by about 30%.
So accurate.
It's the and then you can never get it back. By the way, you can never get it back.
It's gone.
You that needs like a year reset cycle before you can watch that thing again, and it's the worst.
So
It's
that's
the
why
worst.
stand-up comedy has been our respite. It's our place that we can go where neither of us are too
Invested
into
it.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
that's smart.
And it's just like every single one, we both have that. We have the tap out time, but
Yeah,
just like this
done,
one's not good.
dumb.
On to the next one.
Yeah.
You know?
That's so many stand-up specials for me. There's so many things. I just have such a narrow margin for bad content these days.
Dude.
You were talking earlier on the morning show about Netflix original movies, and I'm like, man, they are just. I don't think I've gotten through Like out of the majority that I've watched in the past year, maybe I got through 2 minutes, 3 minutes of them before I'm like,
agree.
this is just, I know where this is going to be. Total fucking waste of time. Bad movie. Just bad.
Yeah, they have a really bad success rate with that shit. It's sad. Hopefully one day.
What's the next question?
How many siblings do you have? One.
0.
What would be your dream job? I have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say we do it, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, hold on. Let's do it.
What would you do if you had enough money to not need a job?
No. I don't like that question. We'll do that fine. But for right now, kind of funny. We're closing up shop amicably. Everything's over. What do you do next? Where are you going next?
Oh, me personally, I'd probably just do the same thing. I like what we do here. I love it.
Yeah, I know you. Okay. What I mean, what
Oh, you mean
you're
like
gonna start
someone's
your
like,
own channel?
hey, what's that?
You're gonna start your own. I think we have accomplished everything we ever wanted to accomplish with Kind of Funny. We're closing the door. We're all breaking up the band.
Sure.
You know, we're all gonna
So
go do
we're
our own thing. You can go if you want to say you want to go start a YouTube review show for whatever.
So
that's
we're
fine.
the Eagles circa like, you know, early 80s when they go, we've done all the things we want to do. Now Glenn Fry's going to go off on his own.
I mean, I didn't watch that like 6-hour documentary you asked me to watch.
Glenn Fry and the other guy like, we're going to go do our own cool 80s songs. That's going to be pretty much it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
What are you going to do?
What would I do? I mean, I would continue to do stand-up, obviously. I'd probably dedicate more time to that.
Okay.
And then just presumably depending on like...
Would you do that with the hopes of, I'm going to get my own special and be...
Yeah, I mean, I would do that with the hopes of actually making more of a go at it, I think, because I've really enjoyed it. And then I would probably do podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, because I really like podcasting. I like that aspect of our business. Okay. I don't know that I would sit and play I don't think I'd do anything with gaming though, so that would probably be to my detriment.
What would your podcast be about then?
Podcast would be specifically just about
Nick at Night. Not about Nick at Night. Would you call it Nick at Night?
Just whatever the hell I'm interested in.
Okay.
I mean, I like the idea of having. I like what people do when they bring on guests, so I probably try to bring on more guests. Okay. But I don't know. Who knows? I haven't thought too much past this because things are going pretty well.
And that's the thing.
Unless you guys know something I don't know.
We have our dream job. Everything's going
amazing. If we're graduating past Kind of Funny, I would launch youtube.com/funny and youtube.com/really
funny
and just do what we're doing. It's working.
It is working.
I'm not stupid. Don't make sure it's not broken.
Yeah.
Well, you guys aren't having fun with the exercise or whatever. I'll tell you what I would do.
What would you do?
I would. What? Did I get a groan out of Kevin?
Well, I'm just like, what could it be? There's excitement in your voice. You're going to say something insane.
No, this is actually a real thing. Again, Kind of Funny, my dream job. And no offense to you.
None taken.
I wouldn't want to, I have not accomplished everything I wanted, right? I don't like saying you'd go podcast because I feel like we've accomplished everything. For me, we've struck that from the list. Whatever. If I would be done, Kind of Funny's done. I'm done doing YouTube stuff is what I'm thinking.
So if you had enough money to not need a job.
No, this is my job. What I would do in this thing of Kind of Funny closes up and I've accomplished everything I want to accomplish here, I would immediately DM Phil Spencer and ask how I could help the streaming stuff for Microsoft.
Oh, wow.
I have not found something in the video game industry I am this passionately fascinated about and believe in as much as what's going on with streaming right now. And I talked about there's this great when all that happened when Google's Project Stream happened and then Microsoft announced their initiative with the video. Jen was out of town on business in Montreal, so when she came back that night, we either cooked or went out for drinks, but we came back a little drunk, and we were at home talking, catching up or whatever. And I was like, oh, heavy, and she hadn't heard she had heard about it but not seen it, and I made her watch the Microsoft video. I read the Google press release, and then I plugged in my DualShock and had her I played Assassins in front of her right there. And it was that thing where I was like, I was evangelizing and talking about how crazy this is and where it's going, or what it could possibly do, not where where it could possibly go. And when I was talking to her about it, I said like, if I was still at IGN and I felt like it was a dead end and I wasn't thinking about YouTube on my own, this is what I would do. I would want to be a part of this in some way.
That's so weird.
It's the first time, and I don't know what it would be. I don't know what.
That's the only thing that's weird about it, is like, you're just not into tech that way.
Oh, I know, but I mean, that's the thing is, and that's what, people always write in and like, oh man, have you ever thought about like going into games, or have you ever done, and like, no, I don't have a mind for that, and I don't have that either here, so I don't know if it would be my skills as a host of social media, whatever, you know what I mean? Like the face or whatever. I have no idea.
Face of the cloud.
Face of the cloud.
Like cloud face. They'll call you cloud face.
Or like Kirby.
Oh,
you know
my
what I mean?
God, yeah.
But anyways,
How's that the face of the cloud?
Clouds
Suck and blow.
Suck and blow, yeah. And but then it was that thing of now we're months later, weeks later, or whatever. And when I was in Chicago for Thanksgiving, went to brunch with my non-video game friends. Like they like games or whatever. Poe was there. Like they like video games, right? And we were catching up talking, and Poe made the mistake of stepping on this landmine, and for like 45 minutes I just talked his ear off and was ranting and raving about how this has the possibility to change everything we know.
Exciting fucking time.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Well, you talked to me about that.
Yeah.
I think we were in Canada,
and
and we
Toronto.
saw
I
over
did the
breakfast.
exact
I was
same
like,
thing.
huh? And I just sat back
It
and
was the
listened.
exact same
and you were like,
situation
"Cool,
where
it's
I took
fucking
one
cool,"
bite
and
of my eggs Benny then and with Poe. He's like, what about this thing? And I'm like, knife down. I'm not eating for
There you
45
go.
minutes.
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't care about anything that much.
True.
No, I mean, for me, I just like this lifestyle. I like the lifestyle of this. I like.
But again, I know I love this lifestyle. I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere. I would never leave this.
no, I know. I just feel like I just can't obviously fathom or imagine doing anything more different than this.
I agree.
Yeah, I guess like my
having a
answer like
boss and
that. I
shit
said it
sounds
before,
terrible.
but it would be like programming for Disneyland shows,
Oh, neat.
like that type of thing.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that a
I'd be
lot.
fucking really into that.
You would fucking destroy that. I would love it so. You'd be to the point where like they would just be like, Tim, we need you to be the head at Disney, and you're like, no,
The head of
I need to revamp Phantasmic.
Fantastic.
It has to happen. It's my opus.
Bring back Pinocchio.
I always thought you'd be good in an organization like that. Like if you worked as a producer in Disney, I feel like you could produce movies very easily.
Finnegan's always told me that. He's like, you'd be
You're
a
a great
good
producer.
actual producer because you're just enough of a fucking sneaky little bitch, and you actually know what you're talking about. Just the right balance.
What you have is
Thank
you have a passionate, strategic mind that I think would do very, very well if you work on projects that you care about, which is here, obviously. Look what we've done here. But I feel like you could apply that very, very easily to any property, and you would crush it.
And Disney would be ideal.
I mean, yeah, absolutely.
You like
And
that
the fact is,
Big fan.
no matter what we do for the rest of our lives, Disney is going to just be the biggest thing ever. So we
know.
might all get our shot.
Yeah.
We might work to
Sure.
When
Disney one
they
day.
buy Kind of Funny.
When they buy us.
God, I
Oh,
wish.
Christ.
I wish,
Let's hold out
guys.
for $1 billion and see what happens.
They would take a 2-second cursory glance at our content library and be like, oh, no.
Hard pass.
Like we had to fire James Gunn. We're definitely not
Yeah,
hiring
exactly.
Nick Scarpino.
So you're telling me on episode 4 they were like, why Americans don't wash their assholes?
yeah,
I don't
or
know about
episode
that.
1, which is the Disney
yeah,
princess.
Disney-
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah, that was fun. Very first topic.
What
Kick it off.
was the last show you binge watched? See, that's a good first date.
That's a
That is a great
Great
one. That's a
first
really
date
good one.
question.
Yeah. Fuck.
Last show I
Billions
watched.
Billions was the last show I just watched. We watched the whole the last season in like a day and a half. It's so fucking good. And now I'm binging Narcos.
So we're saying binge in the traditional I did in a weekend, or I watched this as fast as I could kind of thing. I know this is a loaded question. I'm sorry.
Same thing.
I would say Succession, that
Oh, hell
HBO
yeah.
show.
That.
I enjoyed it. It starts off where you're like, I hate all these people.
Yeah.
And then this is like episode 1. And then as it goes on, I'm like, oh man, there's a lot of nuances to these characters. Like this is actually really cool. And so by the end, it's like a real punch to the gut with what happens.
Do you have Showtime?
No.
Oh, unfortunate. Okay, because
do you
I've
like?
heard that everyone that I tell them I like Billions are like, oh, you'd like Succession. So I think the doors.
Oh, I should go watch Billions?
I think Billions to me is arguably one of the best shows that's been on television in the last 10 years. I think it's fucking phenomenal, and it's crazy how they're able to craft the character dynamics to the point like every season where just shit is different and new and fucking crazy.
Well,
Yeah, it's really beautifully done.
and then in terms of but I spread that out over like probably a month and a half with Jen, where it was like, oh, we're eating, let's do it. The one like we actually did in a weekend was The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh, I still gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Good.
People talk about that, and now people are up my ass about this Kurt Russell Christmas show.
Oh, Andrew Renee.
Yeah, but other people in the chat too were telling me I should watch it. I always kind of like, I think my process is this: somebody I know tells me I should watch something, and I go, it's on my radar now. And then if 2 other people go, dude, without unprompted, you should watch this thing. I'm like,
Too many
now
people
I
like
get
it.
FOMO. Now I gotta like
Yeah.
watch the thing, you know.
It
It did not work for Haunting on Hill House though. Everyone told me to watch that fucking show. I was like, no, it had the opposite effect. Too many people told me to watch it. I was like, I don't want to.
There's
That's
a
the
sweet
thing.
spot.
If 2 more, yeah, it's like so. If 1 person radar,
Right.
2 more, I should do this. 2 more, I'm not going to
I'm
do
not
it.
gonna do it because it's old news at that point. Now I'm looking for the next thing.
Yeah.
Haunting on Hill House. Can't watch that. It's Christmas time. Kurt Russell thing. Maybe I'll be ahead of that curve. Then I can share
You're
that with other
behind it
people.
now. Yeah, I mean, like, you know what I mean.
This is the problem. It's
Yeah.
a very tight margin.
That's why you finally watched Daddy's Home too, because the hubbub in the Oscar noms have died down.
It has
about
died down,
Yeah.
and now I can reintroduce that
Right.
back into everyone. And by
How
the
was John
way,
Lithgow in it?
fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That movie is everything I wanted it to be.
Sure.
It's so bad. But there are moments where I like, why am I laughing so hard at this stupid? So a lot of slapstick sight gags.
Sure.
A lot of
computer-generated
people
sight
getting
gags.
shocked and blown up and punted into walls.
Fucking hilarious. Just the best time ever.
The last thing I think I binge watched where I watched the entire season front to back was the comedy lineup, which is the 15-minute sets that everyone did. They weren't all good.
No.
Some of them though, and the reason I binge watched it all, like there was enough of them that I'm like, these are actually really fucking funny.
I don't even know what this is. What is this?
It's
the stand-ups.
It's,
I think is what it's called.
No, it's called the comedy lineup.
Okay.
The stand-ups is a different thing.
Different thing.
Yeah, this is it's 15-minute sets of comedians, so it's like super in and out. You just get a taste of who they are.
It's great,
but it's like the right amount for comedy, and every episode's just that. And I think there's like 10 of them or something, and it's a good mix of good and bad.
Okay.
So
it's the format that I wish, and it's not. It's unfortunate because you can't give a headliner like Joe Rogan 15 minutes. You got to give him an hour, right? His status and his sort of experience level dictates you give him an hour. But man, every time I watch these hour-long specials, I'm like, there's a solid 15 minutes that you could trim out of this. But then 45 minutes doesn't work. So what they're doing now is they're doing like 15-minute increments with multiple comics in the same kind of season of a show, which I think is way better because that's, spoilers, what you get when you actually go to a comedy club. You get comics generally in 15 minutes, except for the feature headlining act. They might get 20 or 30 or an hour, depending on what they want to do.
Gotcha.
But stand-up is one of those things that I've noticed that is really great for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And anything past that, you're like, oh, you gotta be real fucking funny to keep me. But I'm also jaded because I've heard a lot of comedy in the last 2 years.
Among your friends, what are you best known for? Another good one.
It's a great one. This is a real good one. You want to go first?
I mean, what I would think wings. I would think being crazy. PlayStation trophies, video games. I don't know. Like, I would put that all with like slashes between them.
Yeah, I feel like for me it'd be video games and entertainment.
Yeah, I'd probably be movies and just making really, really awkward sexual jokes at inappropriate times.
Sure.
Like
Kevin, what are you
saying
known
appropriate things at inappropriate times, I think is what I'm.
Kevin, what are you known for among your friends?
I don't know, man. Say something offensive.
Yeah, being a passive aggressive asshole. That's what it is.
That's it.
Kevin, if I had to say for Kevin, what he's known for among his friends is duping them into carrying heavy shit.
No, when's the last time I've actually done that?
It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
Well, now you've got your brother because he's grown up now. He can lift shit, so we don't see it. You just abuse him.
No, I just haven't had to. I just haven't had to.
He's trying to make him a straight face.
He was trying to get out. He's like, no, that is what happens. Hey, Spencer, come with me.
He fucking fucks with Spencer.
What are some obscure things that you are or were really into?
Are or were really into?
Fucking Pogs, man.
No, you weren't.
Loved Pogs.
Were you really into
Oh
it?
yeah. I mean, I grew up in the time of Pogs, man.
Yeah.
I had
I
the
would say
giant.
it's obscure,
I had
though.
that giant plastic tube of. Well, nowadays it is. When's the last time you saw people fucking throwing? Throwing Oggs, as we called it. You know what I mean?
Did you really?
No.
We used to guys where Stephen Oggs got his name. I used to try. I was trying to get into drawing for a while.
Oh, you're really good at that though. You draw. You still doodle.
Kind of a little bit here and there, but I never really committed. It's one of the first times in my life that I realized I was like, oh, you got to put a lot of time into stuff if you want to get really good at it. Because I bought a book that was like drawing the human head. It's like it's Andrew Loomis. He's like this. It's a classic book. And I was like, this is gonna be easy. I got 3 pages into it. I was like, wait a minute, what? Had to keep going back. It's fucking hard. And I followed a bunch of people on YouTube that draw as well, like Stan Prokopenko and all these people. And I'm like, you guys.
Oh, so this is more current.
Oh, this is like 5 years ago.
Okay.
And then I just realized I was like, I'm not going to dedicate enough time to this to get
Sure.
good at it. So I just dropped it.
You draw your Batmans. They look great.
Yeah.
Thank you. I usually draw them pantsless. You just can't see because I only draw the head.
Sure.
I feel like I kind of fell backwards into this because now with what we do, it's not obscure or weird at all. But definitely it would have been wrestling, given the group of people and the time frame that I did, like 2004.
Sure.
Was like way later than most people, and that was because of my brother. And then underground hip hop music, which again I talk about a lot here, but like outside of this, it's not like my friends are super into it. And then video
Curran's not down with fucking the pumps.
He's not down with the pumps, no.
Okay. The Lils.
And then just video game music. Like I was really into it.
Did you ever go to one of those like video game live shows?
Oh,
music live.
I've been like to probably 30 of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're fun.
I love the shit.
Well, I remember Tommy Tallarico used to come into the office. And I'd be like, that's the guy that does video games live.
Right.
And I was like, what does that mean? He plays them live? No, music. I was like, oh, okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Now doing a television stuff, right?
Is he?
Or is
Yeah.
it Amica? No, a
Television.
television.
I lost track with a lot of things that were floating around ancillary around IGN.
Sure.
So like people would be into them. That wasn't stuff that we'd cover on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't know what's going on with that. But you guys
Based
are
on your
tied to
thing,
that.
how great would it have been if I said Pogs and it turned out I was still huge into Pogs?
That would have been interesting. What's the best thing that has happened to you this month? It's easy for me.
Thanksgiving. Oh yeah, Forbes, sure.
Forbes,
sure.
The Forbes 30 for 30.
Cool.
Sure.
Computer stop being broken.
Computer stop being broken for Kev. That's great.
Well, month's not over yet, Kev. Yeah, probably because it might break tomorrow. The thing breaks every other day.
No, but that's gone now.
Okay.
Best things happened to me this
Probably
month.
Thanksgiving. Being able to, you know what, the best thing for me was this was the first time in a long time that I went to a Thanksgiving, and it was just my immediate family. So it was just me, my wife, my brother, his wife, and then my parents, and we had a great meal together where we were all able to talk because we haven't done a holiday together with only like 6 people in a long time. And then afterward, we all took a break, got coffee, and then sat in the living room, which is the room that no one ever sits in. Like everyone's got that, like they live in Southern California, so they actually have space and like different rooms.
Yeah.
And we sat and we drank coffee and we just talked to each other. And I was like, wow, this is a rarity of actually getting to connect with people when there's nothing, there's no, dinner's coming in right now. Let's get, we got to get there. We got to drink all this stuff. We were just, the night was over, dishes were done. We were just having a cup of coffee and a piece of cheesecake and talking. And then the next day we packed all the food into the car, drove over to my brother's house and did it again.
Oh, nice.
And that was really cool. So we unpacked it all, just heated up all the turkey and stuffing and all that stuff, sat down again at his table this time. And then afterward I was like, are we going to do the thing again? And we went to his living room, which I'd never sat in before, and just for 3 hours. And normally my mom's like gets antsy. She's like, okay, it's time to go. But 10 o'clock rolled around. We were still talking. And I was like,
that's awesome.
I hate to be the person who has an early morning flight tomorrow, but we got to go. And my mom looked at her watch. She was like, holy shit, it's 10 o'clock. And then it dawned on her that she should have gotten tired like 2 hours prior, but it was just really stimulating conversation. And we were arguing and having fun and talking politics and talking social issues and all that stuff. It was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. A million good things. You know what I mean?
It's been a good month.
Got Beat Saber.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Assassin's Creed got that patch where I can change the look of my armor, so I still have the poison set. I'm all over the place.
Hell yeah.
Last night I was in there tinkering, putting because you can change colors on stuff now too.
Jesus.
That's about it. I was really into it. You know what I mean? Thanksgiving, at Thanksgiving, my cousin's husband introduced to me that you can have your turkey and then your traditional sides of with fucking mashed potatoes and stuff, and also a side of Italian sausage.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Clearly, you've never been to my mom's house for Thanksgiving.
I've never been invited.
You're invited next year because she made enough food for about 14 people. Get to my mom's house, and she was like, "Can you text your brother and see what time he's coming over?" I was like, "Sure." Why? She goes, "Because I have to know when to put the manicotti in."
Yeah, manicotti.
She made 2 trays of manicotti, which are like, I don't know if you ever had those, but they're basically like
awesome.
They're like crepes that you put ricotta cheese in and then roll them up like a kind of like
it's
an
enchilada
kind
tube
of
noodle with cheese in
thing
it.
stuff.
Fuck, I'm in.
And I was like, you made manicotti on top of the turkey, the stuffing, the scalloped potatoes, the green bean casserole, and like the 10 other sides that you make. And she's like, yeah. Like, who do you think you're fucking with? And I was like, you're right. I'm sorry.
Who do you think you're fucking with?
Dude, I just forgot. And meatballs, like meatballs. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking die. Like, it's to the point where like, I just can't eat that much anymore. Well, like I've kind of trained my brain to like the cutoff point of you're about to throw up comes a lot earlier now than it used to. Like back in the day, I used to just keep eating until I go to bed, and then I'd be so uncomfortable, and then I'd wake up the next day so full, but I'd just eat more because I'd be like, I gotta cram all this good food in. Now I'm like, I gotta be a little bit more, measured. Yeah. And so like I didn't even eat one of them.
I know.
Oh my God. But like, I mean, when I was like 260, I would be like, I'm going, and this is 3 days straight of eating.
Sure.
We're gonna set a new personal record. But now I'm just like, I just can't do this to myself anymore.
Do you? And I don't know. I can't speak for you. I want your answer. So both of you. I'm looking at you both. I'm trying to look at you both. It's not going to
go both ways.
Like, do you remember the last time you actually went for like seconds at Thanksgiving?
Oh man.
Every time.
Yeah.
For like seconds?
Yeah.
Like,
to get up and get
every
more
time.
and do all that stuff?
Oh, yeah, the shit's right there. That plate's going on until
I can't remember the last time I did it.
Because
I do the one giant plate of food and then put it down, and then I remember being a kid though, and being like, it was like a thing, and it still is for so many people of like stretchy pants, whatever, and I get it, but I'm just like, I hate that feeling.
I can't eat that much. Like I never have been able to.
Yeah.
But at Thanksgiving this year, I had to because it's like I was with Gia's family. They all put like 2 little tiny things on their plate and then go to sit down. I'm just like, I don't want to look like a total fat ass, so I can't like just stuff this thing. They're all gonna get up and pretend to get seconds, so I can do that and like slide in a bit more naturally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to do that. Otherwise, it would have just been one giant plate.
We have no shame about that in my family.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Dude,
no
if I was
shame
there and they had the
whatsoever.
manicotti or the meatballs, I'd be like, I wouldn't even touch the turkey.
You would have you guys would have loved this. The food was so good. And it was one of those things where like, I've learned now
that like when the manicotti came out, I was like, I'm not gonna this. I love my mom's manicotti. It's very good. I very rarely get it, but I'm here for the turkey, the stuffing, the potatoes, and the other stuff. Like, just, I want meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
So I passed up on the manicotti. I was like, I don't want a meatball. Don't want any of that shit. My mom's like, do you want salad? I'm like, I want a fucking salad.
For this manicotti, homemade from scratch? Like, she's not making a noodle from scratch, is she?
I don't know. Good question. I think she does. I think she actually makes like the batter and then like
and runs it through the machine, or not the machine, the cranky thing.
No, I think she makes it more like a crepe. So like,
so is it not a noodle?
I don't know. That's a great question.
Get Elaine on the phone.
No, I'm not gonna call my mom.
I got a lot of questions about
my mom
this
does
manicotti.
not want to answer these questions right now. No, they look more like a savory crepe when my mom makes them.
Okay.
So it's less of a noodle and more like a crepe basically that you stuffed with ricotta and put like meat sauce on top of.
Okay.
So she might be calling them the wrong thing, or I might be referring to them as the wrong thing.
I mean, well, keep in mind, my manicotti is based on pizza places in Chicago and then like Olive Garden and stuff like that.
It's always weird because I grew
Kevin,
up.
give me a Google search of manicotti.
I grew up with a certain terminology for Italian food that I've come to realize is not the common terminology. Yes, like we used to do like a mustaccioli. They would always say
this is manicotti to me.
Yeah, so it'd be more like that one right there. So see how that's more of a crepe consistency, kind of noodly, but
interesting.
Yeah, maybe it is a noodle that she makes.
Click on visit the site here. I want to know more about what we're doing. I just want to know, is this not a noodle? Because I know it is noodle.
No, it looks like it. Maybe my mom uses a noodle.
Manicotti shells. So yeah, it's noodle. It's okay.
Yeah,
okay.
So.
It all checks out.
So maybe she might buy them then and then do them.
What the fuck was that pop-up ad from Mr. Food? Manicotti shells. All right,
manicotti shell. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong, because I mean that's a shell. It's just Kevin, go back to the Google image search, please. And then scroll up. Yeah, like see that I know them more as just like that's more of what I'm used to.
Yeah, that's not what yours look like.
That's the stuff you buy in the store.
Right.
Stuff you dream of.
Yeah, this looks amazing. Man.
Yeah.
Craft. God bless them.
I had a great Thanksgiving, but I had a lot of arguing with people this Thanksgiving.
What about?
I was with Paula's family, and someone was like, I don't know why we do turkey. And I was like, guys, you're eating the wrong part of the turkey. Eat just the turkey legs. It's the best part, and it's delicious.
Fuck the
turkey
legs.
meat
They
is
eat the
so
dark
good.
meat.
I like turkey.
Turkey can just dry out too easy, and so many people have been burned.
But
For
you
years,
gotta
people
do it right.
ate bad turkey.
Remember the year that you came over at my family's Thanksgiving?
You cooked it upside down. It was delicious.
Amazing.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Nowadays, in a 2018 landscape, I think it's more rare to find a dry bird. And maybe I'm just eating with the right kind of people.
Yeah,
and I'm
I
eating.
think that's the case.
I think, and God bless them. You know what I mean? But I feel like usually, I remember not my mom. I mean, I remember maybe white meat being dry. No, I don't think my mom, but like other Thanksgivings you went to or stuff like that. But I don't. Yeah, not anymore.
My thing is, I embraced the dark meat.
Sure, dark meat's great.
Do it now, though.
Oh, sure.
Like, because everyone thinks, oh, the turkey's too dry, and that's because you're eating the light meat. The dark
agree
meat
with you.
Is where the fat is.
I agree with that too. But I'm telling you that I feel like at some point we turned a corner, at least in the Miller, Kennedy, whatever household, of like, we were getting white meat that wasn't dry. It was juicy and delicious.
Well, I mean, I think purposely our parents were smart. They were like, if we make the turkey slightly dry, we can just put more gravy on top of it, and that's where you go.
Gravy is great.
The gravy is gravy.
Dope.
GRAV.
What would your perfect morning be like?
I do this every Saturday and Sunday, so I know.
I don't do this every Saturday and Sunday, but I just want to wake up, chill there for a second. I want someone to bring me a LaCroix. I want a morning LaCroix.
What?
You know what I mean? I don't want it to be Gia, though. I want it to be someone else. For this.
So like a small manservant?
No, just
Like a
just
butler?
someone.
Like
Just
a butler in a white coat brings
I just
you a
want it to
little-
happen. I just want it to be there for me.
If you live with Cool Greg, would it be cool if it was Cool Greg?
It would be cool if it was Cool Greg.
All right, just
It would be
make sure.
very cool.
Like if
Just
Cool Grey
make
just
sure.
came to your bed, sat down on the edge of the bed, and just handed you one, and then just chilled
Talk to
there.
you about music for a minute.
I would
man.
want no talking yet. That
Yeah.
comes later. I want a nice 10 minutes of scrolling. 10 minutes of the gram, 10 minutes of just seeing what's going on Reset Era and
Sure,
what the fuck's
sure,
popping
sure.
off on the
Hey,
internet.
shout out to you today for commenting on Reset Era for the first time.
Didn't realize it was the first time.
That is insane.
embarrassing.
If anybody from Reset Era is watching right now,
Yeah.
he popped up in the thread about the showcase today. And Tim checks Reset Era more than any human being I've
in the
ever
fucking
met.
world, and it was my first
And it's
post. I'm a
crazy
lurker.
you've never. Oh, that's fine. I
lurk,
get it.
dude.
Yeah.
That's what I do. It's
Every morning you
embarrassing.
pop in here. I've been here for an hour and a half. You pop in, you're like, yo, you see these 3 threads? I'm like, no, I haven't.
That's all I do. It's 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Scary,
of that.
isn't it?
I want a sweet little beej. You know what I mean? And
Oh, a
again,
little BJ?
this is ideal morning.
Little beeger?
What?
And then
We're talking about a blowjob.
yes.
Okay, just make sure I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a little, a little fucking suck start your morning.
Yeah,
Oh,
a little
Jesus
sex start. Rev that thing up. And
Fucking hell.
then I want to get in the shower. You know
Sure.
what I mean? I want to clean. I want to be in the shower for A good 30 minutes.
Get all that, get all that
30,
slop
fuck
off.
it, 35. 35, Greg.
What are
Let's
you
go.
fucking doing in this?
Stand in
Enjoying
the
it,
hot
relish
water.
in it, dude. I just love it.
I
love
hate-
Clean out everything.
all over my fucking face.
See, for me, showering falls very much into the haircut category.
No,
Of I
dude.
fucking hate wasting this time. God, I hate wasting this time.
There's nothing I like more besides sleep than showering. I love showering.
Even the beach.
Yeah. Beach comes second,
Wow.
third to the whatever the order is to the shower. Then after that, leisurely time to get to wherever we need to
leisurely
go.
time, okay.
You know what I
leisure.
mean? Then we can start talking.
Yeah.
that's when I'm, I'll start saying stuff. I got to
Yeah.
warm up the
Yeah.
Wow, the
throaty
beach came with
phlegm.
no one talking to each
no
other.
words,
Wow.
not
Verbal
a single,
no-
that's
no
the thing.
verbal.
no verbal, not yet,
No verbal.
not yet. We want to wait. We want to
Just
wait
oral.
because once we start talking, we're not going to stop. You've seen me and Gia. It's
Yeah.
fucking chatter,
That's
chatter,
true.
chatter,
That's
chatter,
true. That's
chatter.
true.
We rev each other up after the sucks start.
Yeah, suck started off. Are you reciprocating
Jesus
in this
fucking
fantasy,
Christ.
or is it just
I'm down to do it.
selfishness?
Well,
and then
this is my perfect,
Oh, I
perfect
understand.
morning. That
so in your
can
perfect
come
morning,
after
you don't
the
have
shower.
to.
They'll
You
come
don't
after
want
the
to see
shower.
anyone
You know
smile.
what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
You don't want to see anyone smile.
I don't need you to fucking smile. You're here to make me smile.
Courageous
The mornings that I like a lot, I do sometimes on Saturdays and Sundays when I get an opportunity to, which is the night prior. I make a giant pot of coffee with a little sprig of cinnamon in the grinds before the water goes through. Hint of cinnamon in the coffee.
You set a
put-
timer here?
No, I don't set a timer. I make it the night before, pour it into a glass pitcher, put it in the fridge.
Gotcha.
Okay. If I remember to do that, Saturday morning is coming off with a bang. Okay. Because I wake up around 9:30ish, probably. You know, the missus has been up for a while, but she's let me sleep because she realized how hard I work and we're a team together and we let each other
Oh,
do
so you
those
lied
things.
to her.
100%. She maybe comes in to wake me up, but usually I wake up on my own. At that point, she's already watched, you know, whatever shows she wanted to watch or Meet the Press or whatever. So she's already informed for the day.
Sure.
I go, I make myself a leisurely breakfast of usually eggs with maybe some meat left over from the night before.
Sure, I love
Pour
that.
myself a
Love
giant iced coffee.
Yeah.
Sit down and I watch a car restoration show for 40 minutes. Now, usually, right around the time I realize that these shows are super boring, my wife already starts putting the bug on my ear of what we're going to do that day. Hey, gotta get the car washed. She knows I love the car wash. Oh, she knows I love it. Nothing better than watching someone else get my car spick and span,
Yeah.
you know? And then we go out and we just run some errands in a nice clean car.
Yeah.
We're in by 4 p.m. And then she's like, see you later, whatever you want to do, bye. And that's it. That's
she
my
go?
Saturday.
And your
Oh, she's
perfect morning turned into a perfect day.
Well, she's,
Hey, man,
I mean,
they're one and the
nothing's getting
same.
in
They're
your
one and
way.
the same.
I like to
of
get a
time.
lot done on Saturdays. I like to start off right, get enough sleep so I'm not a cranky asshole. So if I can sleep until 8, like 9:30 or 10ish, then I get that good sleep where I'm ready to attack the day. We go, we shop, do anything we need to do, get it done by 4, and then I'm ready to go out at night. And she's like, I'm done. We're done. My wife likes to be in before the sun. She's like a reverse vampire. She likes to be in before the sun goes down.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like to.
BJs
Saturday
are cool
morning.
too and all that stuff. It's just
Yeah.
I'm married.
I mean, yeah.
It's not gonna happen. There's a lot of work on my side too. I'm like, I gotta pay attention. I
Gotcha.
don't want to do that.
Wake up like 8:39 Saturday here. Probably like 8:30. And I like to have a lot of time. I like to have the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine Nick trying to focus while getting a blowjob. It's just horrifying.
I just feel bad. I'm like, we don't need to be doing this, you know?
We've been around the block.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I respect how much more work it takes for her to do that to me versus the opposite way.
Sure.
Like, let me just do that.
That's because you get that vibrating tongue.
Oh, I got a great tongue.
Show me a little tongue action. There it is. Oh my God, look at that.
Ew.
Jesus. Don't ew, Kevin. It's natural.
Ew,
It's not.
It's natural.
It's
It's
not.
really not.
You ever seen a lizard's
it's not
tongue?
focused.
It's natural.
8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
You wake up.
Yeah.
Jen's there. Portillo's there.
Yeah.
We cuddle a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe something more.
Snuggle.
We're checking the phones.
What do you do with Portillo when that happens? You just throw him off the bed?
Oh, our bed's huge. Let me tell you, I stayed with lovely people. My parents, of course, when I came back. Mom
Yeah.
and dad.
Hate it.
Fucking buy real beds, people. You know what I mean? I thought we're in a queen. Maybe we're in a king. We're not a California king. Don't lie. Maybe I think we're a king. Maybe that bed. It's like 4 states put together. If you want to get busy and Portillo's there, it's literally you just push him to one side.
Yeah.
And he's just like, chill, I'm here now. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is over there. He doesn't have to worry about anything. He's like, you do some phone time. Then we get up. Then we take Portillo, go down the block here, get a cup of coffee. You know what I mean? Sit in the coffee shop, talk. Everybody comes over, wants to pet Portillo. Jen and I catch up.
They love him.
Exactly. We get up. Then it's a choice of it's a choose your own adventure Saturday for a perfect Saturday. Either we already have the stuff at home, We go home and I cook some amazing omelets.
Oh,
you know
so
what
you're
I mean?
not eating at the coffee shop. You're not getting like a Danish or a
Well,
pastry.
maybe a croissant to pick
Little
at while we
croissant.
talk or something. You know what I mean?
Croissant.
Then either I go home and I cook, I do some stuff there, or go to one of the cafes in the area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eat a nice breakfast there.
That's nice.
Get a hash brown sandwich or something.
That's nice.
Then either way, back home, back on the couch, another cup of coffee. Jen's tapped out at this point. I still want the coffee like nobody's business. I get into more coffee, and this is usually, if it's, again, perfect Saturday, I'm playing games immediately. She's playing something next to me. She's working on a computer. You know what I mean? We do that for a while. Eventually, she does the, I got to get out of here. I want to get out of the house. I'm like, cool. Go to the park. I bring some comics. She brings a book. We read there in the park for a while on the grass. Porty again with us. And I'm just doing perfect Saturday. Come back, park the dog, go back out. Now, if this is lunchtime, ride our bikes down to the ocean. We like to do that. Go eat at that fish place, that fish taco place we took you to. You know what I mean?
Boy, you stay home for
Drink
this,
a
or
few.
does he come off?
No, I leave him.
You don't strap him to the back of the bike?
I've done it. Well, I strap him to my chest. That bag I have him in, he's ridden in the chest before.
Of course.
Come back, go to the grocery store, get some food for the night, come back again, come back to the house all the way, play some games, eventually cook, watch a movie, maybe play some games, go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice Saturday.
That's a really nice Saturday.
It's a real
right
nice
there. You know what
Saturday.
I'm
How
talking
often does that get to happen just like that?
about? Oh man, because
for
if we're
me-
not traveling,
Yeah.
every weekend.
That's
If
nice.
we're traveling as we always are, never.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This Saturday, let's go shoot the fucking Kind of Funny Game showcase stuff.
Oh god.
I forgot we have to do that.
It's gonna be fun.
What are you always game for?
Wings?
I'm gonna say
I like that a lot, Greg.
going out to eat. Sure. As an answer.
It's not true at all.
And that's the thing. Like I knew I had to give a fucking thing unless Kevin's involved.
Fuck you, Tim.
Kevin?
It's not even just me. You're a
It
piece
is.
of shit.
I'm always down for a snack run.
Ooh.
Every once in a while, we'll be watching something, and I'll pause it like, do you want to get snacks? And she'll be like, yeah, let's get some snacks. And we all have our snack that we like. Like she likes Oreos, I like Goldfish crackers. And I'll just run to the liquor store, come back, snack.
That's
great.
it. Another
Exciting.
answer I'll have, going back to something I was saying earlier, is watching stand-up comedy. I feel like that no matter what mood I'm in, that's always an easy.
Interesting. I have to
easy
be in like a
thing to
very
put up.
specific mood to watch stand up.
I've been burned out on stand-up comedy for a long time now.
There's so much good shit on Netflix, man.
I hear you, man, but that's probably one of the reasons I'm burned out too. Is just people keep putting more and more shit up there. You know what I mean?
Good shit.
I would say wings, and I would also, with rare exception, beer. You want to go to? Let's go to a, not like let's get wasted, let's get loaded, but let's go to a brewery and try some IPAs, try the new pills. You know what I mean?
Try that pills.
Try that pills.
I had a pills at that. What do you call them? Mickelson's, Mickle down in
The
LA.
sausage place.
Yeah, exactly.
McKellar. No.
McKellar, thank
Yeah.
you.
Is
Oh
that
my
a
God.
chain? Oh,
It's
we had
not
this
a
conversation.
chain. It's a restaurant group.
Got it.
I think.
We
We had-
went recently. And
We
it was
went to Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Went down there. We went to Birdie's, which is an amazing chicken place right by the convention center. We're eating wings and
Yep,
hanging
me
out there
too.
the whole time. And then we went there, and I'm usually the IPA guy, but I needed something lighter that day, and I've been more on that the kick lately. And I had a pills, and I was like, this is another level of pills.
What's your favorite app on your phone? Mine is Apollo, which is my Reddit client.
Oh, tell me about it. Why is it better than
love
just
it.
the Reddit client? Because I use
just
the Reddit
love it.
client.
I just love the way that it loads GIFs specifically is like super clean and like it's fast. It works. It doesn't crash.
Sure.
I feel like with Alien Blue, I think the original one was.
Yeah, that's old as hell.
Yeah,
now.
and then the Reddit app itself is fine. I use Reddit to look at a lot of like
porn.
not safe for work stuff.
Sure.
So like the Reddit app gets in the way of that a lot. Yeah. So and the options it gives you to, especially like when I'm looking at like the Kind of Funny subreddit to like look for new responses, the way that it like orders the threads
Okay.
is how I want it to be. The Reddit app doesn't do it. It's just kind of like
I'd love to look
it
at this
orders
later.
it by new, but it doesn't do it by new post. It does it by new thread. Or-
Okay.
you know what I mean.
I think I know
The
what you mean.
beginning
Yeah,
of
yeah,
a-
yeah.
Tree, flow tree.
Yeah. You're right.
Tree
Flowchart.
flow.
Flowchart. Response thread. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I would say Instagram, I guess. That's the only place I check Instagram.
Yeah.
And I do love Instagram, even though I'm not verified. It doesn't make any sense.
I saw a Facebook post yesterday in our Facebook group of someone saying that they realized that they could cut cable because Instagram replaced their TV. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's the world we live in now. I mean, like,
How does that work?
I mean, just the amount of time.
Well, IGTV is such a huge success, mainly due to my unboxing.
I think it's just more the amount of time spent looking at Instagram and like
Sure.
It's wild.
interacting with it.
If not that, Ghostbusters World.
Let's see.
Kevin, what's your favorite app?
I think the app that I'm most active with is probably Reddit is Fun, which is my Reddit client. Like, yeah, Reddit is Fun is what it's called.
Okay.
It looks prettier, and then like you can change what the settings are. So it like, if there's images, it can show it bigger. It just lets me tweak it the way I like.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
If you could give everyone just one piece of advice, what would it be?
Relax.
Yeah, my version of that would
Chill
be
out.
cool.
Yeah, be
just
cool.
Be cool,
right? Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And you know what that means. If you have to ask, what does it mean? It's whatever the first thing in your head is.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
any situation can be better if you just be cool. Just be cool.
Exactly.
What's the question?
Don't be a dick.
What's the one piece of advice you would give someone? Give everyone.
Oh.
Always wear sunscreen. Remember that song? But it wasn't a song. It was just a guy giving a graduation speech. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
World.
What's? No, it was just like, yeah, it was just the speech, right?
Yeah.
It's weird. One piece of advice I would give is just never stop. That's it.
Don't stop getting an L.
Don't stop.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah, I love it.
Always just keep going.
What country do you never want to visit? Most of them.
Most of it.
I don't have an answer for that. There's no country that I wouldn't want to go to. I don't think. I mean, there are countries right now that aren't desirable to go to because they're war zones. But
America?
well, and I live here. I don't have a choice in that matter.
You guys, America's great. Don't act like it isn't.
I love this country, America. I don't know. I mean,
I don't have a specific like do not fly list. It's just I'm kind of with Tim. I'm just like, I don't know. If I'm gonna go to, it's more. It'd be easier to say where I want to go, right, than where I don't want to go. But again, as somebody who couldn't identify most of South America, not really fucking jonesing to go to anywhere in South America.
Oh, I'd love to go to Brazil.
Brazil, remember? Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. Do you prefer to work in a team or alone?
Oh, this is the question, of course, that lost me the job at GameStop.
Alone, you're a lone wolf. I know you. You're
I fucked it up. That was not what he wanted to hear.
Really?
I assume. I mean, who knows? But yeah, when I was 16, obviously my only goal was to work at EB Electronics Boutique at the time in the Stratford Square Mall. Shout out to that mall. And when I applied every summer or whatever. So maybe it wasn't when I was right at 16. Whatever. I eventually got a call back and flipped out. We had like the caller ID and it popped up. You know, EB was like, oh my god, I have a fucking answer. I'm like, okay. So I went to the interview and I walked in and there was. Let me tell you, this guy was an adult. Probably like 18 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know,
he's 4 years older than
took
you.
me outside and we sat in the sofas in the mall in front of the EB. And I'm like flipping on him in a collared shirt or whatever, like a moron. And he's asking me all these questions. And then he got to the question. I'm pretty sure, lost me the job. And it was, all right. So you know that Star Wars Episode 1 is going to be coming up pretty soon. There's a game, a couple games based on our stuff. If I wanted you to, do the window here at the EB and you look over, it's a small EB, small window displays, right? Do the window display. Would you want to do it alone or would you want to work with a teammate? And I was like, oh, do it by myself. I'd get in there. And I was like, oh no. Afterwards, I was like, damn, like rat in the car driving, like, oh no, he wanted to hear teamwork. Give me the people. We work together well, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to lone wolf it.
Yeah.
And then,
do you still feel that way now?
What?
My answer's team 100%.
Oh no, are you fucking kidding me? To do a window at EB?
Well,
no, I'm fucking
I
letting
wouldn't
you
want someone.
The window I'm with
I'd
you.
be like, I'm
The
doing shit
window
by
I'm with
myself.
you.
I don't need fucking Fred's.
that
I'm
is
gonna
fair.
fucking put up the stupid trade in this thing for 20% off.
Take it
Not
a
hard.
step back from the Star Wars Episode 1 window display to the question of do you prefer to work in a team or alone? I prefer to work in a team.
I have to have a team environment. Yeah, I can't thrive alone.
Yeah, I mean, teams get a bad rap because you immediately jump to team projects in school, which were always garbage,
Suck.
right?
Yeah,
Or somebody
suck.
doesn't do anything, everything. But then you look at us, like
You're like, we
this
fucking-
is the
it
easy, yeah,
works.
right? Like we
Crushing
all
life.
fill each other's holes and we all make each other better. And
We are
sweaty.
the hot man putty that goes on each other's holes.
God, you find the worst words always.
or the best,
How
depending on how it
techie
is.
are you?
buddy? Let me touch your manholes.
That's the fucking.
Ew,
holes.
not that one.
How techie are we?
Yeah.
Oh.
Beep, boop, beep, boop,
Very.
boop, boop.
I would say average techie.
I would say the most. Especially if I'm on a first date,
Yeah.
talking to someone that more likely than not is not techie, I'm like the biggest nerd in the fucking world. I mean, when I first was with Gia, it was just like, she's like, you're from another planet with how much you give a fuck about
tech.
everything.
See, I would say, I think I'm above average, but I mean, it's like so specific, right? Of like, I'm really into fucking PlayStation stuff.
It's one of those things. If someone
I like that my phone can take cooler pictures, like, but my computer's and something.
if someone said
I
to
don't have
me,
the fucking launch.
"This is the last iPhone they'll ever make, but it's the last one you'll ever need," I'd be like, "Cool, thank God. Don't
Thank
have to worry
God.
about that. Don't ever have to deal with going in and getting a new iPhone again. Not that it's that big of a chore, but cool."
I mean, it is. I mean, like, that's the thing is I need to get in there I want to get Jen on the iPhone upgrade program, but she uses my old phone, so I think we have to go in there and get another. And it's just like, I don't want to buy the big iPad. I'm like, I'll get in there when I get in there.
Yeah, I just don't care.
There's no time. There's no time for haircuts. There's no time for showers. There's no time to go to the Apple Store.
You're weird with the haircut thing. I love haircuts.
I hate it.
I hate haircuts.
I just like someone pampering me.
I've done the thing recently too where I'm like, oh man, it's so long. What if I just use the razor I use on my fucking beard? Just like done.
It's not gonna work.
Just
out
shave
well.
it?
Eh, not like to the bone or anything, but if I
That
like,
would not
give
look
myself-
good. Don't just wait it out. No, I think I understand the vision you have for yourself. You're not going to be able to achieve that.
Well, no, I mean, I
would
would just end up looking like Max Payne or Jared Petty, and either one, I don't think the.
Yeah, no, you got great hair. Don't do that.
I love my hair.
I actually really want to shave my head again. I've been cutting my hair like shorter and shorter, and I remember how much
You trying to
easier
psych yourself
it
up
is.
to it?
No, not just that, but I just want to shave it, and my wife's like, no, you can't do it.
Bruce
I'm
Willis,
like,
man.
but the problem is that it's the damn for hims. It's holding on.
Yeah.
It's keeping what I got left. If
Yeah.
it was just slowly deteriorating, I'd be like, I put
time
a
to
day on
go.
the calendar, be like, this is go time.
You know what, Nick? That's a great point. Let's check in with our sponsors.
Has Matt ever grown a beard?
No, I keep telling him to, but all of his hair is like gray. It's all white. And so he says when he grows a beard, he looks like Father Christmas. But I'm like, that'd be fucking
That'd be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
He
Oh
could
my
grow a beard
God.
too. And I'm like, dude, just grow a fucking beard.
That's
Let's go.
terrifying.
I just think he
I'm
won't
into
do it.
it.
He just won't do it. My brother doesn't like, and this may be a little too personal,
Here we
but
go.
I'm going to say it anyway.
We're in a safe spot.
He doesn't like hair.
Oh, that's right.
He,
All right.
He has this
a cue
thing
ball.
he does where he waxes everything from the neck down. He doesn't like any body hair, and it is fucking weird because he's not a small man and he's not a particularly toned bodily wise man. So it's weird. And I actually talked to his wife about it when we were at Thanksgiving, and I was like, "Are you okay with this?" And she goes, "No, I'm not okay with this. He should grow. He should have hair on his body, but he doesn't do it."
What's expensive but totally worth it? I would say most things that I own that are expensive, I would say
Oh,
are
sure.
totally worth it.
iPhone?
My phone, my watch, my TV, my car,
No, my car's not.
my computer, all this stuff. Like, I feel like if you care about something and want it, invest in the right one. Don't just
agree.
get the cheap version.
100%.
Like,
That's
you
a
would
great point.
totally enjoy the thing. But also, don't buy all the expensive things. Buy the expensive things you need and are going to use in your life every day.
I vet things very thoroughly before I buy them. Like I won't buy. So if I want something, I'll wait like 2-3 years before I get it, depending on if it's how expensive one thing I want. But I want that because I want to make sure that I'm going to get the longest enjoyment out of that thing humanly possible. I feel like willy nilly, you buy the cheap thing, and it breaks or it doesn't work right, and you fall out of love with it, or you just don't give a shit about it anymore. And I've told you guys before, I'd say it again. I don't keep anything in my house or in my personal possession that I don't absolutely love or absolutely need. That's my methodology.
It's good methodology.
Solid.
What about you?
I already said, yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Do the stuff you need.
Don't shave your head.
I'm not going to shave man. It would be
Shit.
too close to having cancer again. I want to do it.
Okay.
It would be giving up the high ground, and I won't do that, Anakin.
No, I got the high ground.
If you live to 100, would you rather keep the body or the mind of yourself at 30 until you were 100?
Oh, the mind.
Mind, yeah.
I don't give a shit about the body.
yeah.
I've never had a good body anyway, so who cares?
Yeah, but
right,
I mean,
me
like,
too.
it's a double-edged sword. It's one of these it's a genie wish, right? Don't fuck with me. Like, it's one of those things. I have the body of a 30-year-old, but like, I get Alzheimer's, right? And I regress.
Yeah,
like, I have
that's
dementia.
what I would think.
No, thank you.
I mean, you're eventually going to slip mentally anyway. How many 94-year-olds
If I can have
do you
the
know that are
mind,
sharp as
sure,
a
then I
tack?
just get arthritis. I can't move or whatever. I can still sit there and
Still play video
enjoy
games,
things.
ish.
Right? No, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, maybe. We'll see where they're at 100 years.
I'll
you know what I
take the
mean?
mind. Yeah.
Well, here's one up for you. If they could Johnny mnemonic you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have that little USB drive in the back and give you information
Save
and shit.
stuff
Would
in
you do
my-
that? Yeah.
Would I? No.
Yeah.
No? Yeah.
I will never. I don't see myself adopting any sort of like implant ever.
What about if it was like that? Remember that Johnny
fucked
Depp
up.
movie where he died, but his AI, like his consciousness?
Transcendence?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
It wasn't good, but
No.
he was like
I heard it
fucking
was
there,
terrible.
man. And he had a wife.
I mean, I might do that, but at that point, just to fuck with people, because I'm
Sure.
like, now I'm forever.
Sure.
Now y'all have to put up with me forever. But it's not gonna be.
Think
me.
about that. If you could somehow, if you did that, and then you were the only person who ever figured it out, and then you kind of invaded systems, and you were like everybody's Clippy.
I'm Skynet.
You're like Clippy. Well, okay, sure.
Oh,
Skynet,
Clippy, the
so-
fucking the
yeah.
Microsoft
You
thing.
just pop up when people are doing shit.
Everyone hates that thing.
I know,
I
but
wanna
it'd be
be that
like,
guy.
but if you were like all like people didn't even know you, like all of a sudden you were just everybody's thing, and everybody's
Hey.
like, "What the fuck is this?" And it's like you're in history books, man.
I'm just there.
Of like, hey, this guy uploaded his personality,
And now,
And now
and the
it's
best he could think to do with it was to give people helpful hints on their operating system.
No.
I'm saying you could pop him anywhere, but that's just like how it would be.
I would do it only to haunt Kevin.
I would just be. I would be the thing that always makes the computer reset.
Whenever he's like, "Hey, Google," to his watch or whatever, and it was just your face. He's like, "Get out of here, Nick!"
It's just this. Me doing the tongue thing to him. He would hate it.
All modesty aside, what are you better at than 90% of people? It doesn't have to be useful or serious. Amplitude.
Sure.
And I know that for a fact because it's rated.
That's a good one. That's a really, really good one. That's a really, really good one.
Than 90% of people?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's hard. I don't think I'm better than. I don't think I
Of
have
the
anything.
world, right?
The world.
No,
All right.
no, that's
bullshitting
not
and
bad.
hosting and stuff like that.
Yeah,
You're great.
You know what I mean? Like, we
definitely.
could all podcast and do this forever. You know, that's what I always talk about.
Yeah.
People could bust in the door, throw a camera at me, and I'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't think I'm on that level yet.
Yeah, he's on that. I would
You
say
are.
you are top.
You're top 99.
I don't know how-
Like,
I would
you're top
get-
99%.
Yeah, I would say
Or top 1%,
top
whatever the
1%.
best is, yeah.
Greg's the
For
1%.
As
sure.
long as Carboni's beneath me, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll beat a 2. I'll give him 2.
Carboni is.
Carboni's great at reading a fucking cue card.
Oh, he's great at fucking selling out to Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, look at my lightsaber. Oh, General Grievous.
I'm gonna
so
hang out
funny.
with J.J. Abrams. I'm gonna hang out with Kathleen Kennedy. They're gonna know me
That's
by
a siren
name. It's
over
pretty
here.
fucking cool. Yeah, what an asshole.
Fucking Carboni.
I think all three of us could say that we're better at being jealous of Anthony Carboni.
Sure,
Definitely.
fair. Oh, yeah, totally.
I think I would honestly say the only thing that I'm legitimately better at is making sexual innuendos than 90% of the world.
It's true. It's
I
true.
can
He's
say
really
the
good
right.
at-
I have an ability, I think, to say the wrong thing at the right time that gets a giggle from people.
That's the right way to put it.
Yeah.
That is it.
Oh, and what I would do is I would put out there Nick Scarpino, as I'm sure every audio listener and video watcher understands, and people who've met him. I would definitely put you in my life, and so it's hard to extrapolate 10% or 90% of the population.
Sure.
You are among the most charming people I've ever been around.
Yeah, sure.
Where literally,
Lovely
if
of
you
you.
remember when we were flying back from Toronto, the fucking thing didn't print my other stupid baggage tag. So the guy put us in the wrong line on purpose. He was trying to help us out. Got there, the guy freaked out. I had to go back to this long line, but cut off the long line. I got there, and there was a woman. There was 3 people here working the baggage tags and all that stuff, and then one woman who I don't know what the fuck she was doing, supervising, but mainly sitting off to the side in front of the desks, pissed off to all hell.
Yeah, she was mad.
Being rude, calling people out, being a dick, yada yada yada, and like yelling even at the people who were working on the bags. And so eventually, I was there waiting, and you asked me, or I asked you something. You responded with a joke. And she cracked. And then you honed in on it, and like you just walked up. You had no idea this woman was totally raging. You honed on it, and like you walked over there. You were there. And I was like, this woman is expecting it to end with Nick giving her the phone number. You know what I mean? Not that you were flirting. You're just that charming that I think when you turn it on to talk to somebody, you break through all their walls and defenses, and you're just like,
Having said that, Nick would win biggest flirt if we had yearbook
That's fair.
competitions.
That's fair. Actually, did I? No, I didn't win that in high school. I was like, did I win that in high school? No, I didn't. I used to like the flirt.
Let's do one more,
Still do.
and then head over to that post show.
No, stop.
What's the most amount of people you had to present something in front of? Dude, that's an interesting one for us. What is the most? Was it Final Fantasy?
Yeah.
Oh,
What else would we have presented?
I don't know.
Theoretically-
Let's Play Live, maybe?
Chicago, yeah.
No.
No, not Chicago, but
Well,
the
no,
Dolby
I mean,
Theater. Let's Play Live LA.
Sure, but I mean that wasn't broadcast
That's
to
not like
also
presenting
hundreds of
either.
thousands of
That's
people
being
across the
That
world.
is true. That is
You
true.
can make an argument, maybe an E3 thing, but even that I don't think. I hosted that PSX thing and presented there, right? But
Yeah.
like that didn't. I think Final Fantasy had more people in the room, and I think it
I feel
definitely.
like
got to
in the
more people
room
world.
is more important.
Yeah.
Because like I don't like.
Who cares? No one could be watching for all you know.
Yeah.
You know, because
We
he
didn't
could
really-
have gone down.
We didn't present it. Let's Play, which came out like.
We did a human pyramid and tried not to slip on the fucking lube
Yeah.
that Lawrence had put all over the place to get himself in and out of the GIMP costume. What is our life?
Yeah.
What do you got, Nick?
Probably one of the just Kind of Funny Live 3. I think whichever one was the biggest. That's probably the most people I've had to like go out there and talk to.
Yeah.
I can't think of it. I don't think I've done a bigger room than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Game Over Greggy Show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 3 best friends gather on this table, each bringing a random topic discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny, where you can get the show live and every Friday get the brand new episode as an MP3 or the video. That there video contains the pre and post show. Yes, we're about to do a post show. If you don't want to give us any bucks, no big deal. The next Friday, 1 week later, it'll post on youtube.com/kindafunny and podcast services around the globe. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Touch him, touch him.
He didn't. What's up, post-show crew?
I don't like being touched.
Panzer GS says Nick is top 10% at misreading things. You know what?
No,
There's
I'm
like
way better than
9
that.
ads in the morning show.
I'm
now,
way
okay?
better than at
3.
misreading and
There's
mispronouncing
3, okay?
things.
Let's see. Chance Carter says Nick has flirted with my fiance every time they meet.
Well, sure.
Takes 2 to tango, Chance.
Panzer GS says Greg's Game Awards speech for the biggest presentation. No, Game Awards in terms of a live audience is small.
It was like 1,000 people.
I don't even know.
Maybe
I'm not
fewer.
gonna do that. But then I don't think it had the reach of Final Fantasy. Maybe. No, I don't think it had the reach of Final Fantasy.
Mr. Yasman 300 waited patiently to respond to a comment saying, Greg, I'm about to turn 26 this week. And if you remember correctly in the pre-show, you called him a 16-year-old or a 6-year-old, something like that. No, he called Mr. Yasman out as well.
Oh, okay,
I did call out Mr. Yasmin
Yeah.
as well. I actually put him way younger because of his inability to pick up on social cues. I'm kidding.
Cool.
I love you, Mr. Yasmin.
DJ Kento says,
it's
that
a
was
joke,
wild,
Kev.
guys. Good job. I'm still very high. Well,
Okay.
edibles will do that to you, as Joey Noel will let you know.
Joester coming in right now. How you doing?
I'm kidding, Mrs.
that
Takagami.
mean?
She doesn't do drugs.
I'm just kidding, Momo.
I'm just kidding, Mrs. T.
Mrs. T. I like that. We gotta start
Oh,
calling her.
Mrs. T and I have a special relationship.
I know you do. I know about the relationship. I've seen the autograph photo
Lauren
with the family
came
photos.
to my house for Thanksgiving, and she was just like, "Oh, looking interesting." Is that a picture of Nick? I was like, "Yeah."
That's the thing that's
How
happening.
much do you hate seeing me when you go to your parental home?
Nobody else
Your family
noticed
home.
because that thing's been up for years.
But
that
does
like
it,
it didn't.
does it stress you out seeing my face when you go home to get away from all this?
It doesn't stress me out as much as I just look at it and like shake my head.
You just hate it.
Similarly, that I do in the office.
That's fair. That's fair.
Esteban says, Greg, did you play Red Dead Online or just create the character? Pretty much just created the character. We got a little bit into it and rode a horse for a second, but then we had to come do this show for you.
You couldn't get off the horse.
Couldn't get on the horse.
On you.
Oh, Jesus. God, that was a good 30 minutes. Jericho says, Nick, I just started playing Hitman. I love it. Are you playing Hitman 2? And if so, are you going to try to get all the challenges and whatnot done? I am playing Hitman 2. No, I'm just going to do the story stuff, probably. Just here and there. Hitman to me is like, I don't get immersed in that game. It's fun, but I look at it like story to story, which is why they're breaking it up like that, because they realized they probably looked at data and was like, nobody plays this shit for longer than like 2 hours at a turn. You just go and you play the thing, try not to die, do it again, done. You're out the door. That's why I like Hitman.
Yeah.
Charles Jacobson says, I'd also say Nick is great at graphics. I am very good at After Effects, but I'd still put myself as mid-tier. Because
like
when you
this
see
stuff.
people who really fucking know what they're doing, you're like, Jesus.
Matt Gravish.
Gravish?
Yeah, and
Well,
that's
because
the
Gravish
thing.
has a good design aesthetic, which I don't have. That's what I'm lacking. I'm not a good designer. I'm a good mechanical.
You and Andy, the dream team.
Yeah, it's true.
Ignacio Rojas, guys, any chance you'd bring back Smash Wednesdays?
Fuck yeah, doggy dog.
I've been thinking about what we're gonna do with Smash, and I have a couple ideas. I'm not super happy with any of them.
Okay. The biggest
What-
thing, remember, is that post-game showcase, the after parties on twitch.tv/kindafunnygames where we're going to play Smash.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
I'm listening.
5 p.m. to 6 p.m. every day. We stream
Smash time?
Smash.
Please, let's do
Smash
that.
time.
Smash time.
Please.
Smash.
Let's
You call
call
it
it-
Smash and Grab.
Smash and grab. I was
Or
going to say
Smash
Smash
the
Mouth.
Dunce. Or Smash Mouth.
Bring it back. Gotta bring it back.
What if we got Smash Mouth to come for the inaugural episode?
We probably could.
Somebody
Yeah,
was.
You're paying.
No, I'm not paying for that shit.
No, I was talking to Kev.
Something I really want to do, and I just don't think it's gonna be possible given time frames. I want to get a pro, specifically either Zero or Hungry Box. Specifically Zero.
I want no. Get Hungry Box because I want a rematch without that fucking Pro controller. I think I could have taken him with a GameCube controller.
No, Nick.
Nick.
I could have taken him. He didn't have what it. Look at it. I know. I've competed now many times in many facets of life, and I know a man who I can take by just looking into his eyes. And he is not that
hungry
man,
eyes.
but I think I could probably take. I think I could have fared better. I just want him to show him that I actually know what I'm doing, because that was such a poor showing in Canada, and I felt so bad for the kid that I was teamed up with. So bad.
Yeah, I can imagine. But I want to get him to come and do like a training series of like watching us play and being like, here's everything you're doing just fucking wrong.
Oh, I'd love that.
You know,
A
but I just
pro
don't know how to make
tutorial
that
series.
good content. I'm still
That
working on
content.
it in my head.
Let's see, not an H box. By the way, Hungry Eyes.
A lot bigger of a human being than you think he would be.
Yeah?
Yeah, he looks like he could kick my ass. What?
It's Hungry Box.
It's funnier if you say eyes.
I know to you it is.
You don't understand how rivalries work.
There's no respect here. I don't think you understand how rivalries work.
I got no respect. He fucking, if you want to respect Hungry Eyes, you better come at me correct with a GameCube controller, and we'll do that match again.
He's not watching the post show. It's fine.
Hey, I gotta say, this is a little preview for people that I'm gonna talk about later in life on a Gamescast somewhere. But yesterday I bought one of those wireless GameCube controllers that finally came out, the Power A ones.
Sure.
I was like, it's not gonna be perfect because it's third party, but maybe it's good enough.
Not good enough.
For my testing, not good enough. Granted, I've only been playing Mario Kart with it and stuff. It's not that far off, but it's just not right. The plastic feels just a little cheaper, and like the way that the analog triggers move just doesn't have that bounce that the GameCube controller has. And
Aren't they coming out with more GameCube controllers though?
Real GameCube controllers, but they're wired. So you can't play like on the go.
Yeah, that's the way it goes.
There's a little wireless thingy you can get.
You gotta have wired.
Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna do the research, and we're gonna figure out the best way to play a Smash. Although I might just go Pro Controller.
You know what? Mr. Yasman300 asked a very pertinent question. Joe, this is for you. What's the percentage we see shirtless Santa next month?
Doesn't Santa only usually come around like on Christmas?
Well, I feel like at least the least Santa could do is wear Santa's coat but unbuttoned, so you can see Santa's beautiful belly.
Am I Santa or is
Kevin? Yeah, you're 100%
okay.
Santa.
I don't know.
Kevin is not like, contrary to popular belief, he will not take his shirt off for me anymore. I asked him to, and he won't do it.
First of all, I did do it the time you asked last.
You hated it. You said, I don't want to do this ever again.
Because
and then
I was
again,
like,
said, no.
I want to wear the hat. And you were like, yeah, let me just take a one without the hat.
I pulled the sleazy photographer. I was like, yeah, man, you can wear the hat if you want. And then he wore the hat. I was like, why don't we try taking the hat off now? Why don't you try? You know, it would be great if you took your shirt off a little bit.
Charles Jacobson says, I still find it baffling how anti-accessibility Nintendo is, yet when it comes to the darn GameCube controller, they support it in a million ways. It's not a million ways. It's just Smash Bros, which is really fucking weird. I will say I'm shocked that they are putting out a new GameCube controller with Smash Ultimate.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable to me. I'm sure that Sakurai was like, we're fucking doing it or I'm not making this game. Because you can tell Nintendo does not want any part of it. Like, when Smash 4 was doing the press tours and stuff, it was just GameCube controllers. They were all about that. I got it. Because the Wii U controller sucked. But no one has played with a GameCube controller Smash Ultimate yet. They're making everyone play with these damn Pro controllers.
Why do they do that?
Because they're pushing the agenda. They're like, y'all, the dream is over. Except it's not. You know what I mean? It's like some weird back alley shit.
I mean, I just won't play Smash if I have to play with Pro Controller. I just won't do it. I just won't do it.
Good.
You have to relearn it. Like, your muscle memory is all gone. The buttons are the wrong place. Unless they let me remap the buttons, but even then, it just doesn't work.
Julian asked what time the game's showcase is. It is Saturday, December 8th, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Shut up, Kevin.
Let's see. Chance Carter says, in the spirit of our Patreon producer, y'all still going to do that kind of high GOG? I think that ship has sailed.
I feel like that, the moment passed.
Yeah. We thought it'd be
a bigger deal. I thought it'd be a bigger deal. I'm like, it's legal. Like, you know, like, and there'll be like parades and shit. And it's just like, it's still a thing of, okay, is it legal? Oh, it's legal? Oh, I don't know.
They're still planning the parades.
I got no desire. You know what I mean?
That's the problem, is it rolled out so blah. It rolled out over the span of a year and a half, and you were like, oh, I can do it now. Like, I did that show. I did a mic at a weed dispensary, and I was like, oh, can I just buy now? They're like, yeah. I was like, really? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, oh, well. They didn't really do good getting the message out about that one.
Mystery Assman300 says, Greg, any plans to have Lucy O'Brien come to Kinda Funny Games Daily or Gamescast when she comes to SF? No. We are now officially a Lucy James household. Lucy O'Brien missed the boat.
Although, depending on how many times Greg has had to say a name, it might come out Lucy James or Lucy O'Brien.
That's a good point.
No one knows. Lucy playing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have to do some meetings for this end of the year, January 5th stuff that we have coming. Thank you so much for being supporters on patreon.com/kindafunny, watching the pre and post show, watching the full show. We love and respect each and every one of you, especially DJ Kento, Patreon producer.
DJ Kento.
Kento.
Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Take one to the face.
What the fuck?
Do the pointing.
Thanks for watching the GameOverGreggy show, everybody. Click on Tim to subscribe to our channel. Click on Nick to watch a playlist of GameOverGreggy show episodes. Click on my tum-tum to find whatever you want to find in life. Is it a worm? There's a worm in me.
Ew.